All right, all right, all right. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Good to see you joining us today for the march from Selma to Montgomery 2.0. Serious shit for voting rights in the South. And I see that today there's also marches in the UK to unite the right, or, well, unite the fucking kingdom, they're calling it, anti-immigrant, far-right, and pro-Palestinian protests, tens of thousands. Tommy Robinson protests live. UK far-right group stages anti-immigration protest in London. So might as well have a look at that while we're waiting on a couple of the 40 minutes or so. I know that, Stephen. I know, and my disability insurance ends this October, so I have to go completely on to Canada pension. So I'm going to be losing, I don't know how much money when at a time when money is very much needed. However, I'm still okay. I have a support system, thank God. Thank my mom. Uh, so I'll be okay. But I have to do all kinds of paperwork. Okay, so here's the scenes from London. Pull it up. Michelle and Casper are going to join me soon. Casper can tell us more about this bullshit over the pond. Well, police barrier is holding. 3 or 4 deep. Well, there's a lot of them. Doesn't look too insane as far as throwing things and shit like that. But boy, there's a lot of them. Status Quo's live. What Hawaii just did. Oh, about Cash and his goddamn snorkeling in a graveyard? Sacrilege? Yeah, it is, Mac. Sheesh. It's worrying for sure. Just imagine that shit Farage. Okay, let me check status quo. I don't see them live yet. Look at these chats.
And I consider myself a middle of the road person. I think a little bit left, I think a little bit right, and a lot in the middle. And with the proverbial Overton window moving, it then makes me look really bad. But really, it ought to have stayed where it was, and then people realise that the evil people are the far left.
What? Oh, man. I'm so fucked. The evil people are the left.
I think that too much migration, not migration, but too much migration is causing a lot of problems, upsetting a delicate balance
Used to
here.
it, lady. Get fucking used
And
to it.
also,
All
of
these
course,
fucking wars.
net zero is
climate
breaking us.
change.
We can't stand on our own 2 feet to provide energy for ourselves.
We'll be begging
Farms
for
are
food.
being built over because we're overpopulated.
I want England to be England.
I want England to be England.
And also I want the boats to stop. And I just want our politicians, whoever it may be,
England has
the ones
always
we've got
been
now, the ones
multicultural.
that we get in,
Saxons
I
and
want them to think
Normans
of us,
and
the British,
Vikings and Romans.
whether they're black, white, yellow
Oh.
or red.
Come on now. Idiots. You're really pissed me off. Still 35 minutes to go till Revolt News goes live. I'm looking around. You'd think there'd be somebody live by now. How's my volume when a video's playing? Can you hear me? Over the roar of the crowd? Don't need volume all the way up to that shit. White man yelling at the clouds. White man. Yeah, Stephen. Gosh, he's got. I barely see this at bottoms of his soles these days when he's running back and forth to all these different things. It's incredible to me. I don't know if I ever had that kind of energy. Oh, God love him. White man, yelling at the clouds. Angry old white man, angry old white man. Oh, nope, I don't see anything from Status Quo. I mean, I'm right on their main channel, and I keep clicking back and forth from their homepage to their live page, and I don't see anything. If you have a link, please drop it in the chat. Let me just type something else in. My tabs are slowing down. Too many open. Hang on.
Definitely, we've got to come today to make our presence known and to make it to unite with our fellow like-minded people, and to show the day and show our strength.
Okay, here's the NAACP is live.
I think that
We're talking.
The person known as Tommy Robinson is an incredibly brave man.
Casper in the house.
And as people say, no matter how we express that faith, I believe that we can always agree that people of faith don't go into battle first. We worship first. All right, this means something I'm glad I say it out loud. We don't go into battle first. We worship first. The reason we worship first is because we already know our value. Somewhere in the text that was taught to me from my youth and all my life, I read, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray or seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin and will heal the land. It's important that we start here, my friends, because the goal of people of faith is never just winning the battle. It's winning the spirit and the soul. So we are here to strategize about what we're going to do about what's happening in this country, but we are also here to see a vision of a real future. And I want you to look around just for a minute because the lie is already being contradicted. Look around this room and see that not everybody looks like me. Not everybody looks like me. Don't you believe the lie that you're thinking about yourself. I know that social media may convince you that the world is against you. I know that the media is covering things in such a way that it would be perceived that we are all alone. But every time they come to your mind, I want you to remember this. We gather to say to Selma, sacred ground where ordinary people make extraordinary courage visible. We gather from across the nation, people of faith and consciousness. Before we cross this bridge and continue the journey toward Montgomery, we gather because the work of democracy remains unfinished. We gather because voting rights are still worth protecting. We gather because justice still requires witnesses, and freedom still requires people willing to walk toward it. We gather remembering those who crossed before us with bruised bodies and unbroken spirits. And we gather believing that prayer is not an escape from the work ahead, but preparation for it. We have not gathered merely for a commemoration. We have gathered for a continuation. We have come not only to remember the march, but to become the march. We have come because every generation, Coretta Scott King said, every generation must decide for themselves whether it will bend towards fear or towards freedom. on freedom. God bless. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I know you know it's hard to be. I don't feel no way out. I'm going to walk from here. It's hard to go. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I know you know it's hard to be. I don't feel no way out. Oh, gone too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe all this. I said I don't believe all this. I said I don't believe all this. Again, like I said, we the residents adjacent facility on the outside of the building due to the rehabilitation work. And the head of our church, the white church, that will help you if you need guidance. As we prepare, we have this spiritual session. We thank God for this. We please ask for power in this field. Amen. May the prayer be together. Amen. I just think it's a if all of us do, please stand. Amen.
Get us into the spirit. Let's look at a brief history of the original march from Selma to Montgomery over the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Hang on. This is just 3 minutes or so long.
Marching this way. This is Major Todd talking. Real quick, folks, real quick, black man, real quick.
Listen to Yahoo! Bastards. Is that who, Stephen? Great footage. What a day. Not that long ago. Then at least my lifetime. John Lewis right there in the bottom half. Okay, still looking
Despair, bitterness, and hopelessness, but we declare that oppression will not have a final word. Hatred will not have a final word. Racism and classism, gerrymandering, corruption, and police oppression will not have the final word. Oh God, deliver us from all evil. Bring out the oppressor. Tear down systems that thrive on injustice. Expose wickedness and hypocrisy. Let truth arise. Let righteousness roll down like water and justice like a mighty stream. God, give us courage to act, courage to organize, courage to speak, courage to mark, courage to hold, and courage to keep showing up even when we're real. Allow our actions today with wisdom and discipline, strategy, and unity. Do not allow the pain to make us divided. But bind us in healing love, resilience, and hope determination. I pray, God, that you will strengthen every activist, every pastor, every organizer, every young person who feels discouraged about the future of this mission. And Lord, just as you called the people from slavery, as you brought them from segregation and violence and injustice before, we know that you're going to do it now. Remind us that we can again do it for us. That God behind you and on. We shall overcome because you are with us. We shall overcome because you are faithful. We shall rise because justice belongs to you. And now unto him who is able to keep us from falling. And present us fathers with all brothers and glory and sin joy. For the Lord God our Savior. Be glory and majesty, dominion and power. Both now and forever. In Jesus' name. Everybody say amen. Are you still looking at your neighbor? I want the ladies that were Richard and look at him and say, neighbor, God is up to something. And we're right in the middle of it. That's how we do it. It's really to happen to us. We represent Methodist Episcopal Church and St. Scotland, St. Scotland, for the National Association for the Advancement of People, Mr. Ronald Ali. Most righteous and holy God, we gather in your house, we gather in the spirit of Martin, Marcus, and Martyrs.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through all my subs and nothing's popping up live yet. So, I don't know other people I can look for.
And the despair of that loss is pressing in on us like death, devastation, destruction through their heart. Allow democracy and the soul of our nation. Lord, who not someone with just we become lament. Like Jeremiah, who was a plan to take it knocked down. He ain't up, he's knocked out. We hear a veil, that sound goes to trumpet from the throne room together. Calling us to get up, prepare to fight another time, to have tears right beside your hands from our eyes, tears mixed with blood. Because the downfall of this nation and what we are witnessing to the very heart and soul of the spirit of democracy in this land. We don't like Jeremiah.
Generic terms to speak under.
We name like Jeremiah did this moment because that's the strength and the goodness of our fight. The same over again. We admit the Greek was being just back.
Contrarian.
Having rights to men feel the sting of this point, the evidence of the age of righteous anger. Lord, you must be truthful. We may lie to you in your house, depend all the way up. We feel amid the afflictions, we feel the affirmation of your presence. We have fought God, we fight, we fought for education,
and black women especially press themselves into higher education, into degrees, into excellence, into federal service. And now the very tools that were meant to protect fairness are being deliberately misinterpreted, misapplied, twisted, and turned into weapons against these hundreds of thousands of being punished for their brilliance, pushed out of security and the dignity of hard-earned careers. And we lament this injustice. We bled, we died for the right to vote. We were told to vote. That was made a local mobility. Even when we showed up to vote, and voting places were closed. We stood in long lines, and we voted late, and we voted early. And we took our souls to the polls. We voted because we believed in the power we placed in our hands. And when they saw, our elected power, our sacred determination, they grew afraid. The mail-in ballots were restricted. Rules were bent, broken, and changed. The Voting Rights Act was not redrawn. Now obstacles resurrected to replace new obstacles, resurrected to replace old ones. And again, we moved. No more jelly beans in a garden of town, right? But jello and jelly and slime will come and refuse to pass the John Lewis voting rights. And a dedication of Supreme Court. And that a remarkable resemblance to the same Supreme Court that moved its stuff in Dred Scott. Now we are fighting to claim people's spirit to dress itself up in modern rules. Now, Lord, you take a moment in this fight, and some rather destroy democracy itself and share democracy with us, allow us to participate fully in it. Like Jeremiah, we lament the fear, the holy grief, and righteous things. Even with all of that more, your word still lives and rises within us. Like Jeremiah, we shift our gaze, we lift our eyes, from our affliction to affirmation. In faith, we turn our hearts to the truth. The one carried us through nights like this we do. Yet this we call to mind, and therefore we have hope. Also, your great love, you're not consumed. Also, your compassion can help you. You're not defeated. You're not hopeless because of your mercy, Lord. You everywhere. Great is your faithfulness. Pour out your compassion on us, on Selma, on Montgomery, on America. As we walk towards the bridge over the Alabama River, continue to be our bridge over this, over all troubled waters. In the name of all that is holy, we pray. Amen.
Okay, well, again, I'm still waiting for that one stream to go live. So let's play Led by Donkeys that Casper shared today. In a second, I'll cue it up. From the UK alt-right protests. It's just a short one. Love it. Thanks, Casper. That was great. There's another group, Something Bombs. They also do those projection things. Oh my gosh, I just subscribed to them last night on YouTube. I think they're either Dutch or Norwegian. I'm not sure. Something bombs. Oh, it would be on my Firefox tab. I'm on Google because StreamYard works better on Google. Oh well. I think it was Ja bombs or J bombs. No, that's not them. Oh well. Let's see if I can find them in my subscriptions list. Steven says he's an all-white dude and he never felt more comfortable in any church other than a black church. Yeah. And they paid a heavy price. No kidding. This generation has no clue. During those times, went to high school of 1,400 students, 40 white students. Yeah, people should do more of the immersion type programs. I can't talk today. I was in a French immersion program, and we traveled around the province and spoke French and learned all the different regional patois and learned their culture, and went to their festivals and places like that, and stayed with the families, exchange families. It's one way to get over those separations, because in those days, English and French in Quebec were still very, very suspicious and hostile to one another. A lot of resentment. So immersion programs would be great if more, people could spend time with another culture, let alone race. Still got 12 minutes for Revolt News to go live, and it's still the only one I see out there. This is really stupid. Where is everyone? What about Woke News? You'd think they'd be doing something. WokeNet. Sometimes they don't go live till something later after something's already started. I don't know. They don't seem to have any thumbnails or anything. No, still don't see anything coming up. So if any of you guys want to share something quick while we wait for Revolt. Let me look in our writer's lounge and see if there's anything I can fill the time with. Oh, this is a good one. The Trump phone unboxing. Hiya, Frog. As an American, you just heard of the march. Yeah, it was, well, they moved quickly to suppress the vote and redistrict. So we had, not me, but people had to organize quickly and get this shit together. So I'm sure there will be people going live soon, but I thought everything was kicking off earlier. I'm on the West Coast, so I got up early. I'm still in my pajamas. And my hair is a mess. My Lord. Well, okay, let's look at this phone unboxing.
Patriots, check this out. Look what I got today. It just came. I've been waiting all day for this. I'm going to go over it with you. You know what this is? It's the Trump phone. Yep, brand new Trump phone right in the box. We're going to go over this thing together and unbox it. Let's check it out. Oh, whoa. I wasn't expecting this. Look at that. Whoa. Look at the gold on that thing. It's Ultra Mega Edition. I didn't even order that. I bet I got one of a kind. Look at that. Let me get the camera up close so y'all can see it. Look at the detail on that thing. Look at that. Ultra Mega Edition. Look at that. Look at the gold. Look at the buttons. It's even got one of them LED screens. Boy, they put a lot of detail into that. You know what? I'm even afraid to touch it. Look at that. Look at that gold. Look at the buttons. The buttons are even color coded. You know why? So you don't get them mixed up. That's what it is. And they're nice and big too. Look at that. It's got an antenna on it. That antenna don't move though. It don't go down. It's fixed. You know why? It's probably so it gets better reception, because I guarantee you Elon Musk is going to put one of them satellites up in the sky. That way only for these phones. So we don't have to mess around with all these other people. That's what it is. We get better reception that way. Look, it even fits up to your ear pretty good. I bet you could wear it on your belt. I bet it comes with it. I bet you can buy a belt clip with it and everything. I'd wear that thing right on my side. That's what I would do. Look at that. Boy, I tell you one thing, Ultra Mega Edition. Y'all don't be jealous of me if I only got the only Ultra Mega Edition. Won't you all be jealous now? Okay? All right. Can't wait till y'all get yours. Go get one.
Oh, I love it. Those chumps. Suckers. Yeah. Still a couple minutes. Okay. I'll play just a little bit of the God channel. The God show. Have a little laugh before things get serious again with this protest and what it represents and everything, but I can't help myself. I have to have a giggle.
Holy shit, Trump went boom boom in his pants in China?
Yeah, apparently he pooped himself. Let's review. Okay, so he's walking with President Xi, and then all of a sudden he just like stops.
Oh, hot, hot, hot,
He had to like
hot,
squeeze one out.
hot, 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 hot.
You can see the people to that woman to his left being like, keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving, sir.
So the entire internet is talking about King Fu Poo Poo. Trump dies of embarrassment in China. He shit himself. Did it happen or didn't happen? You decide.
He's walking, and you know he has a place to go, and then he just stops.
Suddenly stops.
Yeah. And then these people are like,
and this woman comes running up. Okay, let it keep going. Mr. President, are you okay?
He like looks at her and she backs away.
She backs away.
You don't want to smell this.
She smelled some of that. Yeah. She is like, I'm so mad right now.
President Xi, I'm so sorry for pooping my diaper right in front of you. The White House had to delete a TikTok because they misspelled President Xi. President Z-I is how they spelled it.
Oh
it's
God.
President X-I, you moron.
Holy shit, literally the dumbest people.
This is a major fuck up. You do not want to misspell his name.
This is Team Trump.
Yes,
okay.
It's an official Trump account, though.
Uh-huh.
And they deleted their video.
Whoops, okay. What else do we have on the never-ending train?
He was sucking up to President Xi.
Oh, shocker.
Here's a train wreck moment.
Didn't he go with like every billionaire?
He did.
Offer them up as a sacrifice to China. Can he just leave Elon Musk there and Tim Apple?
So Tim Cook was posing for a picture with Elon, and Elon, being the 3-year-old that he is, starts making like stupid faces. Look at that.
The fuck is wrong?
I
with
like
that
this
guy?
cringe face, like, oh, it's
Why
it's
is
Tim
anyone
Cook
still
to my
using
left.
Twitter? What the hell? Remember that time he did 4 Sig Heils?
Yeah, that was really bad. That was really bad.
Remember that time his son told Trump to fuck off and go away in the Oval Office? Those were good times.
He brought his son to on this trip, by the way. Like, why? What a waste. Trump was also asked about Taiwan in front of President Xi, and he did not answer the question that was being asked of him.
Can you talk about Taiwan, Mr. President?
Can you talk about Taiwan, Mr. President? No answer.
No, not
He
gonna
asked one more
answer
time too. Wait for it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, did you talk about Taiwan?
Thank you, press. Get out of here. Thank you, press.
Thank you. Stop trying to ask
him not to say something?
He said, Jesus Christ.
That CNN reporter said, you think it was killing him not to say something? Yeah.
No, I don't think it was killing him.
I think so. He always wants to yap about everything.
Oh, I get it. Oh, you're right. He did.
Yeah.
Wait,
You know he wanted to say something.
Can you replay the guy saying that again?
Yeah, right here.
Think that was killing him not to say something?
Like this man.
Okay, well, enough silliness. That's not what today is about. Take another spin around the block here for something live. Just a couple more minutes before the Revolt News goes live. I don't think I've ever picked up a stream from them, so I hope it's good. Today. It's really wild. I guess we're just going to have to count on just solitary, small on the ground streams. But nobody has a thumbnail up that I know of. Not even Christina Talks.
History and fate meet at a single time, in a single place, to shape a turning point in man's unending search for freedom. So it was at Lexington and Concord. So it was a century ago at Appomattox. So it was last week in Selma, Alabama.
In the aftermath of the deadly violence of Bloody Sunday, President Lyndon Johnson addressed Congress and the nation by asking a foundational question core to our democracy: do we believe in equal rights for all or not? Shortly thereafter, in August of 1965, the Voting Rights Act was passed, and for 60 years, it protected the Black vote. For 60 years, it did what it was intended to. But here we stand today in the aftermath of the Supreme Court decision gutting Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which has triggered racial gerrymandering and the throwing out of votes across this nation. But today in Selma, today in Montgomery, some of those same protesters and marchers that stood with Dr. King and John Lewis on the Edmund Pettus Bridge are reconvening in Alabama for the National Day of Action, bringing renewed visibility and a call to action for our entire nation. We must once again stand up in defense of liberty and justice for all.
At times, history and fate.
Okay, well, Revolt is just about to go live, so let's pull that up. And wait. There's only 2 people waiting on their stream. Okay, well, I guess that's it. Keeping an eye on it. So everybody that's here with us today, thanks for being here and joining us. Drill Sarge is not going to be joining us, but here's Michelle in the house.
Hello.
Welcome. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning.
I told you I was leaving my jammies on.
I love it. I've got my business cats on.
Oh, right on. Nice business cats.
Yep. Thought resist was a good message today.
Indeed, it sure is. Resist and persist.
That's
do you
right.
Do you know of any streamers that might be going up today? Because I've been searching and only finding this one channel that's waiting to go live. I've been told that Christina Talks is on the ground.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Status Quo hasn't got anything up and ready to go, which
That
is weird.
surprising.
Yeah, I know. And WokeNet, I don't know. They're kind of weird. Who knows what they're doing? But I'm not finding any other streams, not even, local news or anybody.
Well, that's not terribly surprising.
Well, yeah.
Given our current media
Right.
lack of any support and totally waiving their responsibility.
Yeah.
You see my honey roaming around in the back.
They do always seem to avoid the biggest stories, don't they?
Well, it's not just that. Just any sort of responsible journalism has obviously been a casualty.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have to look at reinstituting those things that were abandoned and get those doctrines back in place where there is no BS allowed. If it's news, it's got to have sources. No pontificating about things that you made up in your head or saw on Instagram.
Exactly.
We've got to get back to some
journalism.
integrity.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was it. Just,
okay.
Yeah. So we need to, our laundry list is large and, and involved of.
Right. And other things will come up as you're working on those things.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you got
it is.
It's all about. You got to keep moving it along and, fixing all the things that need to be fixed as you go along. It's really surprising, though, how little there is covering this. Okay, here's something. That was the NAACP. We played a little bit of that.
Did you check for Black Panthers?
Do they have a YouTube channel under Black Panthers?
Not necessarily. Well, yes and no. The gentleman that we've featured a few times does, but I know that he has done some live streaming during events.
Yeah, I don't remember his name off the bat, and I don't think I subscribed. So I'm just constantly looking around, see if anything comes up live today.
Okay, I will see if I can also search while here with you. But if I disappear, you'll know that's my lack of tech ability.
No worries.
Bear with me. All right. So I can't see you anymore. I don't know if you can see or hear me, but
Yeah, I hear you and I see you. Oh no, I don't see you, but I hear you. All I'm getting is the damn London protests. Mm-mm. And Revolt is not live yet. Oh dear. Improvise, they say. Hum a few bars, they say.
well, Roland Martin did an hour ago.
Yeah, I saw
Trying
that.
to see if there's anything live besides us. It's like there's a little.
Oh, he's got another stream coming up at 11 my time. Oh, it should have started
It's
by
11, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that the same? No, Revolt News and his is All Roads Lead to the South. Okay. Streamed 2 hours ago, too.
Everything I'm seeing is some time ago.
Has he got any shorts cut for today? Let me look up here. No, nothing from today. Oh, 8 more. Yeah, he covered that same church as the NAACP was streaming. So
yeah, I'm seeing the London protest.
Yeah, we showed a little bit of them, and the clip that Casper provided of the led by donkeys screen. Immigration makes the UK brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am not finding anything either.
Oh, Roland criticizes Bernie. Bernie Sanders torched for silence on attacks against black voters.
Let's see what you're loading. Ah.
Can you hear it?
No.
No?
Mm-mm. I can hear you clearly, but not the stream.
Director of the Congressional
There we
Black Caucus, he actually called out Bernie Sanders. And he said, here you are, the Supreme Court decision that's impacting black voters. And he's like, okay, Bernie, where you at? This is the story right here. A CBC director calls out Bernie Sanders for crickets after attacks on black voting rights. And then he posted, Vince posted on Twitter, has anybody checked on Senator Sanders? Because black political power is under attack and somehow we can't seem to run him down. If y'all know somewhere else to check, let me know so we can get word to him. And he was talking about like, okay, again, where you at? I mean, and again, Vince was absolutely on the mark for actually saying it. In fact, this is what he tweeted. He said, "This is the give me one second. Don't pull it up yet. Don't pull it up yet. Don't pull it up yet. I want to blow it up. Give me 1 second. Let me zoom in on it. And so here we go. He said the Supreme Court decided Calais on April 29th. Since then, black political representation has been under direct assault across the South, and I haven't heard a mumbling word from Bernie Sanders. I checked both his X accounts, silent. I checked his Instagram, nothing. I checked his Senate website, crickets. At this point, I'm starting to get worried. Has anybody checked on Senator Sanders? Because black political power is under attack, and somehow we can't seem to run him down. If y'all know what somewhere else to check, let me know so we can get a word to him. I think that's justified criticism. How in the hell can you not say anything? Now, if you can, so this is a moment where folk have to be called out and chastised, because if you claim to be an ally, you be an ally not when you want to, when other folks need you.
You know, one of the biggest things that we're seeing in this moment is that for so long, the Democratic Party has written off the South. And if you're not North Carolina or Georgia or what they call a swing state, you are treated as if you don't exist. So Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, these are states that they have neglected systemically for so long because they don't see them as politically expedient to change. But this is showing us that this has been a front line that we should be waging battle in, because the Republicans have been waging battle in them and have been strategizing to keep them voters suppressed. And so, I think it's on the whole entire Democratic Party to recognize the importance of the South, not just the states that they love to come to every 4 years as battleground states, but states that are not red states but are oppressed states. Again, 1 in 5 black people in Tennessee cannot vote because of felony disenfranchisement. You know, we have the lowest voter turnout. You can use a gun permit to vote, but you can't use a student ID card to vote. This is designed intentionally to stop, to keep us in the system of Jim Crow and of racial apartheid, because that's what it is. And now it's just being brought to the surface. And so I think that we need leaders from all across the nation. Our message is what Dr. King said, 60 years ago: come South, come stand with us in this moment. We always have politicians come during Selma, the anniversary. Well, this is our real Selma moment. It's a moment to continue the struggle, stand in the faces of these Southern legislatures with the new George Wallace's and Bull Connors. Their names are Cameron Sexton and Governor Landry and Governor Bill Lee and Marsha Blackburn. These are the folks who are going to be out in history books as our Bull Connors. And let's fight like hell and confront them. When the Speaker of the House gave me that letter kicking me off my committee, I tore it up because he's expelled me. What else can you do? We have nothing to lose, black folks in the South. It's time to rise up. It's time to let them know that we're going to fight like hell against this new Confederacy, and that the only thing we have to lose are our chains. Now's the time not to be intimidated, not to try and play patty cake with fascism, but it's time to fight back with every tool that we have and to make it uncomfortable, to hurt them economically, and to wage a battle that future generations will be proud of what we did in this moment.
Well, you said you're there in California. I would hope California Democrats and the Legislative Black Caucus there should be saying in California, that's how they want to do it in the South. Let's do a 52-0 map in California.
That's it. I mean, we need folks to recognize this moment. We know California passed Prop 50. We're still waiting on New York. There's states like New Jersey. There's states, that Democrats can gerrymander, but I don't want it to get caught up as a partisan gerrymander, because what is being done in the South is a racial gerrymander. And I want to be clear about that for the record and for the lawsuits that are going on. It wasn't just about partisanship. It was a racial retaliation. They waited for the VRA to be struck down, and they want to make this about partisanship, tit for tat. This is a racial backlash that we haven't seen in 60 years since the Voting Rights Act was passed. This was about intentionally suppressing black voter turnout. It's racism, it's retaliation, and it's a clear pattern being done by these Southern legislators who got calls like our governor did. He called Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee, and said, get these black folks, get their district, take it from them. We've been waiting 60 years to do this, and the governor jumped like he does often when this white supremacist in chief calls him, and did it within less than a week. Within a few days, we had a new map breaking up the only majority black district we had left in Tennessee. And so, again, I want to be clear for the record, for the legal cases and for history, that this was a racial gerrymander. It was not just a partisan gerrymander. And the way I know that, Roland, they said we based these new maps off the census. Well, if you look at the census does not say what party you are, but it does say what race you are. This map was drawn using racial data, and I hope that the courts see it. I don't have a lot of faith in the courts right now, but I hope that we see that as we organize and lift it up, we have to be clear that this is race. This is a racial gerrymander.
after the day after Vince Evans posted that, this is what Bernie posted. And I'm sorry, Senator Sanders, this is bullshit. He posted, the damage from a reactionary Supreme Court. Citizens United allows billionaires to buy elections. Ending Roe v. Wade takes away a woman's right to control her body. Louisiana versus Calais strips voting rights away from Black Americans. Rights are under attack. Fight back.
Hang on, Stephen.
That's the best he can do.
Well, this is the issue, Roland, and this isn't anything new. That we've often painted these issues, such as voting rights and civil rights, as being Black issues, and they view them as being a niche Black issue for some reason. That's why during the Biden term, when we tried to pass updates to the Voting Rights Act that would have prevented much of this, many people on the progressive base weren't as supportive as you would have hoped. They did not make it an agenda item. They thought that if you pass something like voting rights or civil rights, that would be seen as a Black issue. It'll scare off those suburban white voters who have already gotten the MAGA mind virus and we're never going to come back across that aisle. But that was the rationale at that point in time. You saw something similar with Obama when he was passing Obamacare. You had people like Claire McCaskill and other moderate, quote unquote, Democrats who were the ones in the Senate who prevented there from being a government option that would have actually made Obamacare a more effective program than what we ended up getting, which is a very diluted version. And we see this often with the progressive movement, where they will say, well, animal rights are more important than African-American rights. Environmental issues are more important than African-American issues. Women's reproductive health, God bless it, is more important than African-American issues. Gay issues are more important than African-American issues. And this is where you see a large portion of this discontent among young people when they start calling for when they say, well, we put you in office, we turned out and voted, we did what you told me to do, and now you're telling me we have to save the penguins instead of actually deal with issues such as reparations, criminal justice reform, housing reform, education reform that would affect the Black community. And we need these folks to understand that allyship means that doesn't just mean we vote for your thing. That means that also you are going to vote for our thing because helping us helps you. Passing affirmative action then helped white women and Asians more than it helped Black folks, but it's seen as being a Black issue. When you're looking at voting rights, that didn't just affect African Americans, that affected nearly everybody who did not have full citizenship rights in 1776. You became a full citizen with the Voting Rights Act as well. So we need to have a come to Jesus meeting with our progressive, our liberal allies and friends and let them know, don't just expect us to turn out for your thing. We're going to need you to advocate just as hard and fight just as fervently when it's things that you view as being helping the Black community, because that also helps you and your agenda.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's have a look at this new law in Hawaii that
You're cutting out a bit. Oh, I think you froze.
Alerted me to Hawaiian law limit.
You're cutting out, Laura. You're cutting out. There we go.
Okay.
Much better. Yay, perfect. Yes.
Okay, well, let's have a quick look at this new law in Hawaii that Stephen has brought my attention to.
All right. Hey, Stephen. And I do want to say that we, of course, wholeheartedly believe with all the discussion that took place, but I try to keep in my mind Drill Sergeant's recent video of purity testing.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
and yeah, okay, he absolutely should have said something, should have absolutely put something out, but the target are the assholes who are overturning our laws and gutting our constitutional rights, and we know what party is in power there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want all of our Democratic leaders and independents screaming about it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we cannot lose focus of who is to blame.
Of course not. But it's a good note to remind them too. Like,
That's
hey,
right. To call them out and
step
say,
up.
hey, be louder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see here. New Hawaiian law limits corporate spending on politics. Other states work to follow suit. This sounds good.
Oh, it is. It's fantastic.
Hawaii's Democratic governor on Thursday signed into law a bill to stop corporations and dark money groups from spending unlimited amounts of money in politics. Woo! Aloha states SB 2471 states that because governments grant a corporation its powers, Hawaii can simply decline to grant the power to spend on elections. The new law goes into effect on July 1st. The backstory: proponents say the law circumvents the 2010 Supreme Court decision that opened the door for corporate spending on elections, commonly referred to as Citizens United, the name of the nonprofit organization involved in the case. The court's ruling stated that limiting corporate funding of independent political broadcasts was a violation of the First Amendment. Case opened the door for corporations and unions to spend unlimited funds on elections so long as they don't donate directly to political campaigns. In practice, that translates to funding organizations not affiliated with a candidate, often in the form of a TV ad. The source of those funds is often unknown, preventing voters from understanding who is promoting a given political message. Following the Citizens United decision, the reported independent expenditure of outside groups grew from $144 million in 2008 to $4.2 billion in 2024. Okay. Hawaii's new law does not attempt to regulate the power granted to a corporation by the Citizens United decision. It addresses whether a state is required to grant them spending power in the first place. The law applies equally to companies founded and based in Hawaii and those that operate in the state but are registered elsewhere. Okay, Hawaii's not alone in its efforts. A group of volunteers in Montana is gathering signatures in hopes of putting out similar legislation. Transparent Elections Initiative on the ballot in November. Lawsuit challenging the measures as unconstitutional was rejected by Montana's Supreme Court in April. Legislators in over a dozen other states have introduced similar bills in 2026. So this is great. Now there's precedent. All right.
That is right. And then one of the things I dropped in our chats was I believe it's Abigail Spamberger signing on to basically abolish the Electoral College.
Oh, please.
So we're at, I think it's 222 or 3, and you need 270 for states' electoral votes. So getting there, and we all know that's how it should be. The reason it was created in the first place was, nature of ancient times. We are computer digital now.
Absolutely.
And it is unnecessary to even have that. It's no longer equal representation because it puts it in a handful of, swing states, which is ridiculous, utterly ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a quick listen to this.
An NPR One original.
There's a growing national movement to change how Americans elect their president. And this month, it took a step closer to reality. Virginia is the latest state to join what's called the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. It would make sure that the candidate who receives the most votes nationwide becomes president. I'm Andrew Mambo. Here to help explain is NPR political correspondent Ashley Lopez. Hey, Hey, Ashley.
Hey there.
Okay, so what exactly does this compact do?
Yeah, so it's basically an agreement between the states involved to award their electoral college votes to the winner of the national vote, not their statewide winner, which is the process right now.
So this means a state like Virginia could vote one way, but its electoral votes could go to a different candidate.
Yeah, let's say Virginia votes for a Democratic presidential candidate, but nationwide, the candidate that gets the most votes is the Republican. Virginia would have to award their electoral college votes to that Republican candidate.
Now, Virginia is moving closer to this now, but this overall is not in effect yet, right?
No, it's not, because the compact is short of the 270 votes it needs to elect a president. It's until they reach that magic number that we hear about every 4 years that this goes into effect. And as of right now, there's only 18 states plus DC that are signed on to the compact. And that brings us to a total of 222 electoral votes, so about 50 votes shy of reaching that magic number in order for this to be in effect.
So what led Virginia to take this effort up?
It was actually last year's election. So Democrats took control of both the legislature and the governorship. And so far, most of the states that have signed on to the compact are Democratic, are blue states. So Virginia was able to finally pass this year.
Okay, help me understand. Why is this an issue in the first place? How often have we seen presidents win the electoral college but lose a popular vote?
So it's only happened 5 times in our history. And if you're like, oh, wow, that's a lot less than I thought it would be, it's because it's happened recently twice. But in the whole of the 1900s, this wasn't an issue. So right now, it feels really salient because we've had 2 presidents in the last 30 years who were elected without a popular vote. And that was George W. Bush in 2000 and Donald Trump in 2016.
Okay, civics time. Why does the Electoral College exist in the first place? Like, what were the Constitution's framers trying to accomplish?
Yeah. So when the framers were deciding how a president should be elected, there was a tension between it being up to Congress, elected folks picking the president, and a straight up Democratic vote. But at the time, the only people who could vote in the United States were landowning white men. So if you were in the South, a big part of your population were enslaved people who could not vote. So structurally, they just had less political power. So this was a workaround to count their population, 3/5 of some people, and still have that political power, but it not be voting powers. And, there is some evidence that the framers always imagined this would be renegotiated and this would change over time, but it just hasn't. And so we have this vestige of a really ugly part of our politics and our history that is still how we choose presidents right now, because it just hasn't been renegotiated. It hasn't come up again.
Okay, so 250 years later,
Mhm.
what's driving the push for states to use this power now?
The Pew Research Center has done some polling on this, and something like 63% of Americans would like to see a popular vote system as opposed to an electoral college system for picking a president. It's more split among Republicans, but this is a widely popular idea among Democrats. Another issue that folks have with the electoral college is that it forces a situation where presidential candidates are mostly talking to and thinking about the most voters in battleground states instead of talking to the broad electorate. So there are whole swaths of the country that don't hear from presidential campaigns sometimes. It is arguable that this is not the way democracies are supposed to work. You're not trying to win the presidency of Arizona, Nevada, Michigan, Wisconsin. You're trying to win the vote of Americans. And then there's like this other thing happening in our politics, which is voters are sorting themselves at a pretty rapid rate. So Democratic voters in particular are mostly concentrated in cities and in the sort of exurbs and suburbs around cities. And so everyone is geographically more apart in terms of politics than they've ever been. So there's just like the way the Electoral College works now is it really does favor one party more than the other right now. Not to say that Democrats haven't won the Electoral College, because they obviously have, but the sorting issue has become more of like an obvious trend. And if you think of the position that the country's in right now, we are going through some Democratic backsliding. And there are people who are thinking like, how are some ways that we can like address this? And this is one way.
Now, I imagine there's some critics and they see it differently. What are they saying?
It should go through a constitutional process. It should be like every time there's been a constitutional amendment, it requires this long process where you have to get 2/3 of states involved. Congress has to get involved. You can't just do this via referendum is the argument that some folks are making. But also, yeah, I mean, it is likely to face a slew of legal challenges. I will say like the national popular vote, advocates, they say, look, the Constitution also gives states the ability to do whatever they want with electoral votes. So they think that they actually do have a pretty solid legal basis here. But if we get to a situation where this passes, I do think this will be a big conversation and likely to be litigated in court.
That's NPR's Ashley Lopez. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, for those of you who may have just joined us, we're still waiting on live feeds from the march. All roads lead to the south. The march is not over. The only live feed I can find that I'm waiting on is not live yet. So we've been playing some other things in the meanwhile. Welcome, and if you have anything you want to say, please don't be shy. Jump on into the chat, and we appreciate your support. Anything helps. Fund the resistance. $2, $10, $100, it all helps. Everything we make here, we put right back into the resistance fund. So we appreciate your subscriptions and memberships and all that good stuff. We do go live on Patreon. I think it's twice a month now. And yeah, Casper is going to be joining us soon, I think. Michelle is with us. Casper sent me another link from the London UK far-right protests. Let's have a look. This is the pro-Palestinian march in Trafalgar Square. Hello, Luke. Welcome. Hey, yes, you got me, the Canuck crew.
The best of the best, of course.
All right, let's check this out.
This is my mother. This is my very handsome father. And this is me.
To stop what happened to her from happening to others, she says she's determined to attend Saturday's pro-Palestine protest. Even if at 81, getting around is now a struggle.
I have serious problems with my feet, very serious problems with my feet, and they're getting worse and worse. So every step I take is very painful. But then what Palestinians go through is much worse than me walking with painful feet. And so it's not an option not to go and not to persevere.
She's gone to dozens of pro-Palestine protests since 2023.
I feel perfectly safe. The only time I've been attacked during these past 2-3 years at protest marches when very enthusiastic Zionist Jews harassed me and shouted at me that I was a traitor, a self-hating Jew, and so on.
London Metropolitan Police has said arrests linked to anti-Semitism are routine at Palestine solidarity demonstrations and have repeatedly changed protest routes. But activists deny that these marches are anti-Semitic.
We're opposed to all forms of racism, whether that's Israel's system of apartheid, whether it's anti-Semitism, or whether it's Islamophobia, or indeed any other form of prejudice.
Saturday's pro-Palestinian march was supposed to start over there near the Israeli embassy in London and end here in Trafalgar Square, but police denied permission. Instead, a Unite the Kingdom march led by far-right figure Tommy Robinson will pass through here in the heart of London. At previous Unite the Kingdom marches, the crowd have chanted anti-immigration and anti-Muslim slogans. Saturday's demonstration is the latest in a long line of protests organised by the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, including annual commemorations of the 1948 displacement of Palestinians known as the Nakba. Stop the War Coalition says supporting the rights of Palestinians in Gaza doesn't mean denying the rights of Jewish people in the UK.
They're using absolutely false claims of anti-Semitism as a vehicle to try and stop protest against what the government is doing. And I think that is extremely toxic and extremely irresponsible to be using quite justified concerns about anti-Semitism to try and protect our government from criticism for its support for a genocide. I think is cynical beyond belief.
Human Rights Watch has warned that the UK is adopting increasingly authoritarian approaches to protest by denying routes and cracking down on protesters. But despite that, protests continue. Camille Nedelec, Al Jazeera, London.
In her 80s, with extremely tired and sore feet, and still out there marching.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
For sure. So yeah, Luke, thank you for being over there, and thank you for being here. And please do, if you can, contact us at the proton.me email. We'd love to hear what's going on, if you can, and if you want. All right, still no live feed from Selma. What the hell?
And I'm very irritated that they commuted the sentence of,
oh, that bitch.
yes.
Oh.
That, exactly the words I was looking for. Could you tell I stopped myself?
I almost said the see you next Tuesday, but yeah, that bitch. We're talking about Arizona's election interferer. What's her name again?
Hang on, let me look. One moment.
I wanted to forget her damn name.
I know.
The one that wanted to have her special mattress in jail because she's special.
Tina Peters.
That's her.
Tina Peters. Yeah, Tina Peters. Unbelievable. Oh, I see Casper.
Casper's in the house.
I see it. See her in the chat.
Woohoo! There you are.
Hiya.
Stephen, thank you. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you so much. No, not Carrie Lake. No, is she in Colorado? I think she's down in the deepest pits of hell with Christy Nome. Did you hear the latest on her? She's been, booted out of the military housing she stole from the general or the admiral. The new admiral's moving in, so she got the boot. I think they gave her a month, and then Trump got sick and tired of her being around, so he gave her like a day to get the hell out. I don't know where she's living now, but she's still on this whatever it is. What is the damn made up position they're on? The Board of the Americas or something. The Dome of the Americas. The Shield of the Americas.
That's right.
He's gonna send her to Cuba, I think.
God.
Or maybe Venezuela or someplace.
Well,
which would be fitting since she sent people to El Salvador.
well, yeah, in Cuba, where they are cutting off U.S. citizens from their bank accounts and saying if they're over there,
they're out of their oil completely. I don't think they even have the bare minimum for their hospitals now, or Just
they're completely out. Yeah.
fumes.
Yeah.
They're burning, cooking with
There was
coal.
So there was protests yesterday or the day before in Cuba. So there was, because obviously like it's a complete blackout. And there's no oil, there's no diesel, and there's very little gas. And obviously solar, like their solar infrastructure isn't that big. So, and obviously solar depends, you know, on how much sunshine you're getting too. So, you know, but it isn't a lot. So they're basically like there's nothing, like there's food rotting in fridges because fridges aren't working, and you know, it's, so the people have actually come out and protested. So they have, which is kind of an unusual thing for there, because you know the government are normally quite strict with any type of, you know, political, you know, dissonance or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you know, they have,
you can only
but
push people so far. I mean,
yeah, totally. You know, and people have kids that they have to feed, and there's like rotten food. Like, what are you supposed to do? You know, like it's really, it's not good. Like, so it isn't. But apparently, America was sending somebody there to try to obviously they want rid of the government there. Do you know what I mean? They want a different type of government. So I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't
well,
honestly, you know.
he's been making noise lately about Venezuela again and making it the 51st state and getting their oil, and then probably, you know, making some fucking deal with Cuba to become
Yeah.
theirs. So, and then the oil is all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know,
I don't
it's,
know what
I
they're.
feel awful for anybody that lives there, because they're literally like there's nothing they can do. Do you know what I mean? They're literally at the behest of like bigger people making decisions over their heads, and they literally like are running out of food. It's like it's not good. So it isn't, you know. So, and it's
No.
2026. Like nobody should be going hungry.
No,
Like,
no.
you know what I mean?
I
You
can't
know.
believe we're here with all
Yeah.
everywhere, everything that's going on in this century. What the fuck? I didn't,
Yeah.
you know, look forward to, you know, the big party in 1999. I didn't see this coming. Holy shit!
I'm
Yeah.
gonna look for that thing I plopped in the chat, Laura, and reattach it near the front with
Okay.
the citizen that was in Cuba and had
Mhm.
absolutely
Yeah.
everything cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Luke, for being with us briefly, or you're listening still. So thank you, Luke, and welcome, Darren. The skunk of the Blue Ridge. Okay. Waiting on Michelle. Checking on this Revolt news stream. I don't know what's going on, what's wrong, why they're not live. They're still the only one with a notification bell, except for Roland Martin. Let's see if Roland has anything going.
And worthy of mention, Alligator Alcatraz officially closing.
Yes. Yes.
Because the government washed their hands of it. And so DeSantis stole $450 million out of the emergency fund with hurricane season coming to keep it running, to kiss ass.
Oh my god! And they just block the library he wants to build too.
I didn't see that.
Well, I think it's Memorial Land or something. He wants to put his ridiculously huge library with the plane in the lobby.
No.
Stop that.
Oh God.
Yeah, Miami, isn't it? Miami.
Yeah. Let me look
Yeah,
for that.
the Trump Library. Yeah, I think I posted something about that a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't sure whether it was AI. I think I asked in the chat, was it real or was it?
Oh, it was an AI blueprint of
Yeah,
what
but
the imagination of
about,
this
like,
family
but
has.
I wasn't sure though whether it was a joke or not, like putting a plane in the lobby of a library. It's a bit unusual, you know, like an actual like plane, like Air Force One, isn't it? The old Air Force One.
Okay, let me see if I can find building plans.
Okay, so it's stitched into this video, but I plopped it in the front
Okay.
of the chat.
Okay.
And then I love the story about the young man who got involved in politics because he has special needs family members. And he got involved at 19 and started running for local offices. And he just won at 24, beat the incumbent mayor, the 8-year incumbent mayor.
Wow.
And he is now the mayor to advocate for elderly, special needs, low income. It's pretty incredible.
All right, so I'll watch
this video and we'll talk. America shut down my bank account because I'm in Cuba. I'm in Cuba and Trump's new sanctions just landed. I tried to open my bank account yesterday, and just because I tried to open it, it no longer exists. The account is shut down. The new sanctions are fucking crazy. Basically, it makes it so that anybody that America deems as in Cuba to benefit Cuba in any capacity may no longer be able to return to the United States. Whether an immigrant or non-immigrant, it doesn't matter. They take away your bank accounts, and any relative that you have in the United States over 18 may no longer ever be able to return to the United States. It's devastating to Cuba. It makes it so that people all over the world are like, oh, hell no. I can't go to America. I can't conduct business in America. I can't go shopping in America. Capitalism at its finest, trying to devastate Cuba. And the first stages of it are already happening to me. And this is as someone from within the empire with the privilege of being a fucking dumbass American. Mi última vez aquí para el nuestro convoy in marzo, the same thing happened. I tried to open my Cash App and make a transaction. That account no longer exists either. Fuck me. What does that mean for the Cuban people? As someone that had the luck of the draw to be a part of this imperialist bullshit regime the United States is, we have to sacrifice our sweet ass little lives for those that are being occupied, whether it's here, there, everywhere. Injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. So what does this mean for the Cuban people? That means possibly the empire is going to scare people to never come here so that Cuba can be further isolated so that they can do the same thing that they did to Venezuela. So we have to fight against that. The reason that Gaza and Palestine have gotten to the level that it is at, with over 4 billion different social media accounts in support, that's not people, but different accounts in support of a free Palestine, we have to do the same thing for Cuba. There can't be a moment like uno nuestro convoy. There has to be a sustained movement of people coming here and a social pressure campaign saying, fuck that. Solidarity is not enough. We need to put our fucking bodies on the line. So I saw that video, and obviously my immediate response was, oh no, yikes, no. So I headed right on over to the Hellscape. To get some more information. So here we are. We're going to read a couple passages, and then we're going to talk. Just a little bit. Okay. Fact sheet, President.
All right. We might bring that up again later, but Revolt News is live at last, and it looks like it's targeted.
Yes, Stephen, absolutely.
Alabama and Louisiana. Oh, those are red states. No, even about Florida. Oh. So I think this is not a left-right movement. Our democracy, our democratic rights are intrinsically tied to one another's rights. As James Baldwin said, when they came after Angela Davis, he said, if they come for you in the morning, they're going to come for me at night. So every other group in America If you think this is just happening to black folks, you have no understanding of how fascism works. You didn't watch what happened over in Hungary when they started taking away rights and all the people that got hurt. But what happened in Hungary can be instruction to us, because even with them doing all these things to rig it so Viktor Orban could stay in office, they had record turnout, massive, that swept him out of office and restored their democracy, or going towards restoring their democracy. So that's what we have to know right now. We can do this, but we got to do it.
Absolutely. It's called getting to work. Senator Booker,
thank you.
I appreciate it.
I'll see you soon.
And y'all, you can tell Senator Cory Booker is from New Jersey, because no sane black person will come to the South in 90-degree weather wearing black shoes. Hey! Wearing black shoes, black pants, black jacket, black shirt. You need a black hat? I mean, I know you want it black. Wear some light colors. I appreciate
Stay strong. Stay strong. Power to the people. Thank you.
Y'all, that's Senator Cory Booker. We appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. Thanks so much, sir. Folks, there's a lot of more people out here who we're going to be talking to. They're making some introductions on the main stage. Go back to the main stage.
Wondered what you were doing in the movement. If you ever wondered what you marched, if you ever wondered at all, we have a medical emergency, y'all. We got a medical emergency. We need medical care right here in the front. Medics to the front. Right to the front. Hurry up. We got a medical emergency. Medics to the front. Medics to the front. We got a medical emergency. We got to make time for this. It is hot out here.
Let's clear it. Let's clear it for medics. Here we go.
Let's make room for the medics to come on in. You all put your hands out to this sister right here in the front. Right here, we believe in Jesus. We believe today that she will be healed. It is hot out here, but we know with the masses here, God will bring the water, the cool, whatever we need to heal and cool her. All of my believers in the house, please put your hands this way. Put your hands this way. We got to take care of our seniors here. This is someone who actually marched the streets and walked so we can stand here and do this today. Y'all give it up for her. Y'all put your praying hands together. All right, come on, medics. They're going to bring her over.
That's Miss B.
Come on, Miss B. Williams. That's for praying folks. Her name is B. Williams from Georgia. B. Williams from Georgia. Where my Georgia legislators? We got to help. My Georgia legislators are here right now, here with us. All right, Miss B, we got you covered in the blood of Jesus right now. She is covered. Y'all just get her cool. Hey, amen. Hey. Amen. Everybody say, amen. Amen. Hey.
Joining us right now, Dr. Marcus Castor is one of the plaintiffs in the Allen versus Castor case. For the longest. So when we go back, Brown versus Board of Education, you go through the 50s and 60s, federal courts. That's really where African Americans were winning to enforce the Constitution. The right wing saw that. Federalist Society said we need our own judges. And so what we have seen is an infiltration of hard right judges, and they're the ones who are ruling against African American voting rights up and down, and now they are dominating the Supreme Court.
They are. And that's the thing.
Hold the mic up. There you go.
We have to get to the United States Supreme Court. You know, that's where the rulings happens. That's where the most important things happen when it comes to black and brown people. Black people, the Brown versus Board of Education, we needed that. And right now, we need this case right now. The U.S. Supreme Court, they went back on the decision in the state of Louisiana and Calais, but we want them to stick with it in the state of Alabama when it comes to Milligan v. Allen, Castor v. Allen, and Singleton v. Allen. We want to stick to the Alabama redistricting voter rights that they initially did in 2023.
Well, the thing that I always explain to people is for them to understand that you can't act like voting doesn't impact that. The reality is when you vote, that determines who wins. And the reality is a lot of people chose not to vote in 2016. Hillary Clinton, Trump wins. He ends up appointing 3 Supreme Court justices. That's the impact of voting.
It is, and that's why it's important for you, and I appreciate you for doing. Keep getting the vote and the information out there. We on the front line here as well. We're going to keep fighting, but we have to get our black people to get them out and vote, to let them know the importance of voting, because we are doing the same thing as what your frat brother, Dr. Martin Luther King, did for us. And we're doing the same thing as far as Reverend Jesse Jackson, John Lewis. You know, it's for this generation and the next generation and next, and for our youth and our kids. So we have to let them know the importance of getting out and voting and fighting for our democracy.
Now you know, your little Kappa brother is gonna be upset that you named Alpha, an Omega, and a Sigma, and you just took. Yeah, but you ain't mentioned them.
We got rap. Don't start rolling.
See, I caught you slipping. I caught you slipping. Wait a minute. You're your frat brother who was a pastor of the church here in Montgomery.
That's fine, rolling, but we good. I'm Cap Everside to the day I die, and I know you ain't fine. We good. We in the fight together, my brother.
You know I had to mess with you on that
That's
one.
fine.
The other thing is this here, and I was saying, we've also got to get this next generation to understand that this is the moment, that they got to be in this. They can't keep complaining about older voters. Older folk are showing up. They're voting. They're out here. They got 18 to 39 got to be in this fight.
We have to be in the fight. We have to be in this fight. So I encourage you young people, get out and vote. We were raised up under a different generation. We were taught how to vote. And, you know, our kids vote. We have to get everybody else out there, get their kids out and vote, so everything will be just fine.
All right, Marcus, I appreciate it, my brother. Thanks so much. Keep up the fight.
Keep up the fight.
All right, folks, we're here in Montgomery. There you go. All roads lead to the south. You can go to the website, allroadsleadtothe-south.com. We've got, again, nearly 80 or 90 satellite offices. And so let's go to the our crane shot. And so, folks, there were 5,000 folks who registered. And so we've got folks all the way down the street here. We're, of course, here at the state capitol here in Montgomery. And so all the way down, we've got folks who are here who are holding signs saying no Jim Crow maps. We got folks who are saying protect our vote, Black Votes Matter, all of that. And so the purpose of this, and I need people to understand what this is all about. Today is not just, hey, let's get together and have an event in Montgomery. Today is the kickoff of a national movement. This is the beginning of Freedom Summer 2026. This is the beginning of us having the largest Black voter mobilization since the 1965 Voting Rights Act. When we talk about the attack in this country, we talk about the attack on this country. We're talking about Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. That's what's going on. Now, we've seen what happened in Virginia, where you have African Americans leading the House and the Senate. But folks, what this is about is for us, this generation. And y'all have heard me say this. We love to mention those names. Joanne Robinson and the Women's Political Council here in Montgomery. They're the ones who started the Montgomery bus boycott. We talk about Rosa Parks. We talk about Septima Clark, Diane Nash, all of these folks. Well, we got to understand that we got to be calling present day names. And there are people who are in the fight. You're talking about Damon Hewitt, Laws Committee for Civil Rights Under Law, Janae Nelson, NAACP, LD Up, Cliff Albright, Latasha Brown, Black Voters Matter, Tamika Mallory, Until Freedom, Tiffany Lofton. We can go on and on and on with the number of folks who are doing it, but we got to have more. We got to have more people engaged, because you have to remember, Montgomery did not happen. Montgomery did not happen. Montgomery did not happen without people who are on the ground. Montgomery did not happen. Montgomery did not happen without people who were foot soldiers. No, Montgomery, Montgomery did not happen. Selma did not happen. Birmingham did not happen. Albany did not happen. All of these places did not happen unless there were regular, ordinary people who were on the streets, who were showing up, people who risked their jobs, people who risked their lives to do what's right. The reality is they did all of that for us. They understood that they might not be the ones who benefit from this. They might not be the ones who are able to stand up and take advantage of these rights. But they wanted to ensure that their children and their grandchildren, and what we are seeing today by MAGA Republicans in this country is the massive rollback. It is the targeting of African Americans. They are targeting black political rights. They're targeting black education. They're targeting black economics. They're targeting black health. They're targeting every aspect of black America. They cannot stand the success of the black political infrastructure in the last 60 years. And so it is a complete undermining of what we have fought for. It is a complete undermining of everything that we have died for. And so we cannot take this for granted. And I know there are people out there, and I hear y'all, we all say, well, nothing has changed. That's not true. People say, well, I haven't seen this. Well, guess what? You got to fight for that. You got to put something on the line for that. You can't just say, well, I'm not going to vote till I see it. Let me tell you right now, you are guaranteed never to see it if you don't vote. You are guaranteed to never see it if you sit elections out. 2008, 2012, black people showed our power when we turned out in massive numbers to elect President Barack Obama. We voted at a higher percentage than white voters for the first time in American history. And ever since 2012 and 2014 and 16 and 18 and 20 and 22 and 24, we've seen a decrease in black voter turnout every single election. That simply cannot happen. This is the year we have to turn that thing around and reverse that. We've got to get our black turnout above 60, 70, 80%. And where there are African Americans, what we have to have, we've got to have, again, our people turning out in massive, massive numbers. That is what is required. And so that is what is necessary. And so what's happening right now, again, we have a medical emergency.
Damn shame. It always comes down to this, relying on the black voter to save all our fucking asses. God damn.
Right in front of the stage, a person is being tended to, and so people got to understand it is hot out here, and so what we have to do is stay as cool as we possibly can, and that's our requirement. So that's what's going on. So we're waiting for the next round of speakers to come on out here. I see Tennessee State Representative Justin Jones over here. He's here. We're gonna try to grab him to come over here. And so we have some other folks as well. You see many of those speakers that are on stage. And so we want to be able to talk to more of them. Again, I see Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed, who's here. So we'll be chatting with him a little bit later as well. And so let's go to the main stage,
Of the Alabama legislature. So we're here collectively today, along with our sister states in the struggle. And what we're here to tell you today is that if you ever wondered, I'm looking at the mass of ages. I was born in 1973. And sometimes I've ever wondered, what would I have done if I would have been present and alive during the movement? Would I have marched? Would you have marched? Would I have participated in a boycott? Would you have done that? Would I be one of the lawyers that's filing those lawsuits? Would I be a freedom singer, singing and moaning for the movement like my grandfather? We're here to tell you, you don't have to wonder anymore. You don't have to wonder anymore. This is our time right now, and we are fired up and ready to go. So when I say fired up, you say ready to go. Fired up! Fired up! Fired up! Fired up! All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you now the chair of the Alabama Legislative Caucus from Mobile, Alabama, Representative Napoleon Bracey.
Power to the people!
Let's go!
My name is Napoleon Bracey Jr., and I'm the chair of the Alabama Legislative Black Caucus. And guess what? We saw this coming. A lot of y'all on your way here today, you passed the first White House of the Confederacy on your way here today. We knew they would do what they're doing, and they have the nerve to tell us that they could better represent us than we can represent ourselves. But let me tell you what we get when they represent us. We get racist ass maps when they represent us. Let me tell you what else we get when they represent us. We get poor education. We get our hospitals closing. We don't expand Medicaid. They bust up our unions. We have a low minimum wage. All of these things is because they tried to represent us. But let me tell you one thing before I go. Hell no to taxation without representation.
No taxation without representation. 30 seconds. If the delegation could go ahead and start making your way down.
Today, we're in a defining moment. Now, we're here gathering today, and we have a lot of excitement going on. But what are we going to do? In the state of Alabama, we have 619,000 African Americans that don't vote in every election. See, that's the difference between the governor's race. We, in the state of Alabama, they talk about my vote not going to matter, but why the hell are they working so hard to take it away? So I got two messages for you today. Let's not sit down in November. Let's vote every time the polls open. Let's have an economic strategy. Let's support businesses that align with us, and let's support black businesses in the state of Alabama. Every movement began and ended with an economic power. So what are we going to do in November? Vote. Thank you, and God bless you.
Hello, hello, hello. Montgomery, make some noise. I am the one, the only state representative, Wonderland Gavan. And let me just tell you before they take the microphone, I need you all to understand that we are standing on holy ground. Say holy. 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 We are standing on the ground that black hands helped to build. Say holy. 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 We are standing in a place where our ancestors once stood. Say holy. Holy. And we are standing in a place that we will not allow them to take us back. Say we are not going back. We're 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 not going back. Make some noise. Representative Wonderland Lee Gavan, and I did approve this message. Let's go make some noise if you're not going back. Speaking of not going back, we are moving forward. Cities like Montgomery are moving forward in an incredible way. Y'all show some love for the mayor of this great city. Come on, Mayor Stephen Reed. Let's go. Say we're not going back. Say we're not going back. When voting rights are under attack, what do? Stand up. We fight back. Let's go if you're ready to fight back. Listen, we have millions of folks who are watching y'all. Look around and say, all eyes once again are on the South. Because we know the South has always been the battleground. But what I love about the South is we always meet the moment. Because we ain't never been scared. We always stand up. We always fight back. We always come together. And we always win, ain't that right? All right, we're going to keep it going. Mayor Reed, we waiting on you, Doug. Let's go. Montgomery, y'all show him some love.
How you doing? How's everybody? Welcome to the place where it all started. 1955, the birthplace of the modern civil rights movement. We are here because of them, and we will continue to be here because of them. And the next generation will be here because of us. So I welcome you to this city on behalf of our city council, on behalf of our residents, and everybody who has fought for freedom, justice, and equality in this country. It was just 61 years ago where a pastor by the name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke to 25,000 people right here. And he asked the question, how long? Not long. How long? Not long. Because truth crushed to the earth shall rise again, and no lie can live forever. But it's up to us to make sure that we call the truth for what it is, and we call the lies for what they are. We're here in Montgomery, not at a stopping point, but at a starting point. We are here in this city because of the spirit, because of the courage and the commitment of our forefathers and foremothers who got us to this point. The most multiracial, multicultural, multi-generational America that exists will not be silenced because of a select few that want to take us back. So we have come too far to turn back now. And we aren't going to let nobody turn us around. And so we're here with the spirit of those who have led, those who have bled, those who have fought, those who have kneeled, those who have pushed back, those who have sat in, those who have stood up, and those who have spoken out. So I welcome you to this city where history is always on top of our minds, where we are living history. But we have to make sure that we don't just end right here today. This has to go through Tuesday, primary day. We have to vote, we have to invest, and we have to partner and collaborate with those that partner and collaborate with us. If they do not share our values, if they do not share our vision, then we should not share our money. We should not share our action. Come on. And we have to make sure that from our standpoint right here in Montgomery, we send a message that we will not be silenced. That's right. We will not be suppressed. Yeah. And we will not be shut down, because this is the beginning of a new movement. And with each and every one of you, this movement is going to surprise those who thought they had us down. That's right. And they're going to see just where we are. That's so right. Know that. Welcome to this city. And let's continue to go back to your cities and your communities with this energy. Let's vote. Let's invest, and if need be, let's boycott and let's sit in and do what we have to do to get our message through to this administration and those that support it. Thank you. Welcome to the Go.
Let's go, Gumptown. Listen, Mayor said we got to vote. Say we got to vote. Because we know that when we vote, we really do win. And shout out to the folks that were fighting for representation in Congressional District 2. Black folks, all folks showed out, and we were able to get equitable representation. Now, while the Supreme Courts and the courts are trying to erase our voice, they're trying to silence our voices, we ain't gonna let them. Look at your neighbor and say, we ain't gonna let them. And so here to talk a little bit more about the Allen versus Milligan case, I have a few plaintiffs. Y'all show some love for Khadijah Stone along with Evan Milligan. Let's go.
Yeah. We actually
Shalila Dowdy.
We got three of them. How y'all doing? Everybody say 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I like the energy. Khadijah, set us off.
Yeah, so as y'all know, we proved in court that Alabama was racist in their maps, and we were able to win a 2nd congressional district. And the news that we found out of what they've done now is absolutely wrong. And as you know, our governor called a special session last week, but let me tell you what she ain't talk about. So she ain't talk about expanding Medicaid for everyday Alabamians. Mind you, we won in 3 states that don't have Medicaid expansion. Okay, she ain't talk about those rural hospitals that are closing, that's causing people in Alabama to drive an hour away to receive medical care. Okay, she ain't talk about she ain't talk about why we got the highest power bills in the Southeast. We can fix that. We can fix that. She ain't talk about why we're the third highest state in the nation for maternal mortality rates for Black women. She ain't talk about that. She ain't talk about why 50,000 Alabamians just lost SNAP benefits 2 days ago. She didn't talk about none of that, okay? And you know what? She also didn't talk about Lowndes County. She ain't talk about the issue of Lowndes County where people are drinking their sewage water and we can't get that fixed. So she doesn't care about the quality of life of everyday Alabamians. Instead, she decided to take away our Black political power to choose who we want as representatives. And one thing I know to be true is that when we do not have a seat at the table, we are on the menu. So let's get out and do what we got to do. When we fight,
we win. When we fight, we win.
When we fight,
we win.
All right, y'all, so the fight continues. Although we may not have gotten good news in the congressional maps, we need y'all to meet us in Montgomery next Friday on the 23rd. We are back in court. So we want y'all to help us pack the Vance courthouse. We are not going down without a fight. We are not going back to Jim Crow maps. And we need all y'all to stand alongside us next Friday in Birmingham at the Vance courthouse. Where are y'all going to be next Friday? Birmingham at the Vance courthouse. Thank you.
Beautiful people, Dr. Marcus Ellis Castor. I just want to thank you all so much. I want you all to continue to fight, continue to vote, teach our young kids to vote, get them out so we are there for the next generation and the generation after that. Continue to push the voting narrative, but continue to raise our children upright. Love you all. Stay hydrated, stay safe.
Y'all show some love for the plaintiffs. We are grateful for their work. So as we can see, it is about litigation. It is about voter mobilization and grassroots organizations that are on the ground day in and day out. Next up, we have Monica Rowley, Executive Director of the Alabama Alliance, along with my good sister. I need them hands clapping. That part. Rodrisha Glasgow, Executive Director of the Ordinary People Society. Let's go.
Hey, everybody, I don't hear enough noise. There we go. That's a little better. Hi, everybody. My name is Monica Riley, and I'm the Executive Director of the Alabama Alliance. And we're going to take just a second to go down memory lane. So 61 years ago, a tired man stood on these very steps behind me. He had just walked 54 miles. The state of Alabama had done everything it could to stop him. And when he finally stood his ground, right where you are, he looked out at the people who had marched through tear gas, water canyons, state troopers, and he asked a simple question: how long? And then he had a revelation, and this is a part that isn't spoken about quite often, but he remembered that strangely, the climatic conflicts have always been fought and won on Alabama soil. There we go. We have always been their testing ground here. Suppress the votes, redraw the maps, dismantle the law. That's their entire playbook. They keep running the same play because they don't have another one. That is not power. Hear me say, that is not power. That is being a coward. If Alabama can be used to test drive attacks on our democracy, then Alabama can be used as a blueprint for resistance. If they can organize to take power, then we will organize to protect it. And so I want to talk just a moment to the everyday people who are here, not the staffers, not the lobbyists, the everyday people who realize that I may not know all of the details, all of the bill numbers from last week, but I don't need to know that something is wrong. I don't need to know that suppression is here. You don't have to work in politics. This movement belongs to the people.
That's right.
It belongs to the people that we love back home. It belongs to the parent that has to choose.
On the table. The teachers fighting like hell to make sure our babies can still learn the truth. The neighbors who organize because their communities deserve safe
Come now.
clean water. These are not radical ideas. This is what the American promise is.
The hell, Roland.
So these same people are betting that y'all feel too tired.
That's right. They call it lawfare sometimes, but the reality is we are at war. And when I say that, I mean that we are literally fighting for fundamental rights, for rights that were already fought for, already won, already paid for with blood, sweat, and sacrifice. And yet we are retreading the same ground. And we, as our ancestors, are nonviolent. And
Here's Allison, welcome.
Is our intellect, our strategy, our perseverance, our resilience, and the fact that we know we are righteous in our cause and we will never give up. And that's how we win in court. That's how we win in the state legislatures. That's how we win with the people, because we have justice on our side.
mad that the Supreme Court is actually, I think they had heard it the other day, their efforts to even stop groups like yours from filing lawsuits. I mean, these folks, I keep warning people, this is not small things. This is all out political, economic, civil, massive warfare on every front.
Warfare. We know that they are trying to deny the ability of our children and the next generation of all Americans to understand the history of this country, to understand that it took this type of mass mobilization to create the democracy that we all now just take for granted. And in order to maintain it and to keep it, all of us are going to have to fight for it. This cannot be a Black people only struggle. Because we did that once, and we're not doing it again by ourselves. We had allies before, but now we need a mass movement. A democracy majority has to come together and fight for this country.
And on a democracy majority. Right.
I said, this is mostly Black folks. I said, we know what we about to do. I said, I need y'all to go rid of some white folks. I said, I remember I told Senator Bernie Sanders in his office, I said, you need to be talking to white people. I said, in these places, I said, because they're getting screwed by policies. I said, you keep criticizing, all different things. I said, nah, bro. I said, I need you talking earnestly to white people.
Is they use anti-Black racism to feed the masses their own demise. They tell them that we are a threat, immigrants are a threat, Black people are a threat, and they use the tropes of criminalization and poverty. And they do that to cover up all the corruption and the side dealing and the grift that is happening before our eyes. So I have to believe that the American people can be smarter than that. They haven't proven themselves yet, but they have to get smarter because they are picking your pockets by telling you to look at us.
We're looking at, what is utterly illogical to watch. I call them an extreme court. To watch them make a decision in December and say, "Oh, it's too close to the election in Texas. The primary was in March." They said in December, "Oh no, March is too close." But Louisiana had already sent ballots out. They said, "Oh yeah, y'all can go ahead." Alabama, yeah, y'all can go ahead. And it's like, wait a minute. You just said in December that 3-4 months was too close. You're allowing them when ballots have already been sent out and returned. Like,
they make their own rules up.
Inexplicable.
Inexplicable. And people are always asking me to try to make sense of it, right? Like, what's the reasoning? What's the rationale? What's the logic? There is none. And I have to say that I defend the courts. I believe that they are still a powerful vehicle for change. But when they act up, when they are indefensible, I will be the first one to tell you. And right now, the Supreme Court's antics around voting are absolutely indefensible. This is an activist court. I love this idea of an extreme court because they are the extreme Supremes right now. That conservative majority is extremist. Yes.
We can do whatever we want.
For now. For now. Because what they've done is they've awakened a sleeping giant. Because the people understand when they've been hoodwinked. They understand when their institutions have abandoned them. And we are now commemorating the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And that very document tells us that when your government stands in the way of your life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, you, the people, have the right to change it. And that's what our job is this November.
Well, I tell everybody, this is all hands on deck. Everybody has a role to play, and that's where we got to be right now. And I don't want to hear another young person or a middle-aged person say, "Oh, I'm tired, I'm sitting down." I'm like, listen, I gave your ass all of 2025, and I don't want to hear it then. I don't want to hear nobody saying, "I'm tired, I'm sitting out right now."
No, I hear you. I hear you. I do understand how people can feel frustrated with politics, right? How they can feel like it's not really delivering for them. But LDF is a nonpartisan organization. We believe in people's power, and the most powerful tool that every one of us has is the right to vote. And you can exercise it any way you want. But when someone tries to take it away, that should tell you how valuable it is. When they're trying to use all these tricks in the courts, in the legislatures, to keep you from your vote, you know you have something that is precious. And for you to let it go and sit and rot, is on you. We can't afford it.
Absolutely. Today, Nelson, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Rose.
All right, thanks a bunch. All right, folks, you can go ahead and take off, grab your water with you. I'm going to bring in, we got a lot of folks waiting, Congressman Stephen Horsford of Nevada. He's also in one of the places. We're going to sit here, and also we're going to have Mayor Stephen Reed of Montgomery step on up right now. Congressman Horford, glad to have you here. You're from Nevada. You got Aaron Ford running for governor there. And when we talk about, again, what's happening here, all road lead to the south, we've even seen this I call the extreme court, making voting rights decisions out of a case out of Arizona. And so folk got to understand, this is a north, south, east, west battle.
It's absolutely, I'm the first black elected representative to Congress from Nevada. Yes, we won through coalition, but we're one Supreme Court decision away from losing our power. It's our political power and our economic power. And I understand that I stand on the shoulders of those who came before me, but our job is to build power and make progress over time. And this Supreme Court, the corrupt administration, Republicans who are capitulating, are trying to take us backwards at a moment we're not going back.
Well, and the thing is, when I keep saying it's all hands on deck, it's literally all hands on deck. We need everybody fully engaged.
So that is why this march is so important, because they want us to believe we're powerless. They want to tell us to believe that there's nothing that we can't do. There is a lot that we can do. We can organize in this moment. We can register at this moment. We can show up in this moment. There are forces who want to take us back. They're the same forces who are trying to take us back economically. But our power is in our representation, not in them choosing our representatives, but in the people being able to choose it. And that is why we have to organize in this moment and organize to turn out the biggest black turnout ever. It has to be too big to rig because they want to steal this election, but we can't let them do that. And the people, the black communities all over the country will show up in numbers the likes the other side has never seen.
Absolutely, Congressman Horsford. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. We're going to go back to the main stage. Rakia Lumumba is speaking, and then we're going to come back here to talk to Mayor Stephen Reed. So let's go to the main stage.
And more than a battleground. Y'all know that. Mississippi has been the testing ground for American democracy itself. Every major fight for voting rights in this country carries the fingerprints of black Mississippians who raised their jobs, who risked their safety, who risked their lives to make democracy real. From Fannie Lou Hamer in Sunflower County to Medgar Evers, organizing across the state, to Hollis Watkins, organizing grassroots organizations in the Delta. Mississippi forced this nation to confront the truth. The Voting Rights Act did not emerge because America suddenly found its conscience. It emerged because ordinary black people in Mississippi, in Alabama, in Arkansas demanded it. And while we honor, that's right, and while we honor that victory, we also have to tell the truth.
So much.
Y'all about telling the truth?
You're a blessing.
The Voting Rights Act did not go far enough. And we have an opportunity now to push it to where it needs to be. Because access to a broken system is not the same thing as justice. Do we agree? So we are still fighting. We're fighting systems where black communities make up nearly 40% of communities of the state, but political power and resources remain concentrated in the hands of the few. So the question before us now is not simply how we protect democracy. The question is, what kind of democracy are we willing to build, right? So in Mississippi and across this nation right now, we have the opportunity, y'all, to demand more than survival. We can demand proportional representation. We can demand automatic voter registration and rights restoration so that participation is not treated like a privilege. We can demand a direct democracy that allows people, not just politicians and corporations, to shape the future of our communities. Because democracy should not begin and end every 4 years at the ballot box. As my father, the late Chokwe Lumumba, often reminded us, the people are the solution. And that means our task is bigger than defending the past. Our task is to build a democracy worthy of the people who bled to create it in the first place. Mississippi can once again lead this country forward, not because our struggle is small, but because our vision is big enough for all of us. So join us May 20th in Jackson, Mississippi. We asking all of y'all to descend on the South. May 20th, next Wednesday, come to Mississippi. We start here in Alabama, next Mississippi. Free the land.
Y'all show my good sis some love. Now listen, we've heard from Alabama. Alabama, make some noise. We've heard.
Now talking to Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed. Glad to have you here.
Oh, but now we got to shift down to Louisiana.
Came here to your city. This is a battle happening in Alabama, in Louisiana, in Florida, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, all across the South. And what I have been consistently saying to people, everybody has a role to play. This ain't no, I can take it off.
So one time for Lakita.
Everybody has a role to play everywhere across this country because the right to vote is on the line. And it's not just the right to vote. People just say, well, it doesn't really matter who's in office. Well, that impacts your finances. It impacts your health care. It impacts your academics. It impacts your business. It impacts every facet of life that we're able to deliver at the local, state, and federal level to help people and assist people. And I think sometimes we've been a little cavalier about what the Voting Rights Act did for us. And I hope that this is a turning point that jars us and shakes us.
Just on that note about needing tech support assistance, savvy tech assistance, I saw something about an AI. AI went rogue, went on a Bonnie and Clyde spree, started shutting everything down. What was it? It was just so weird. AI is just too unpredictable.
Yeah, I just watched iRobot again recently. I was like, yeah, no. No, thank you.
Sophisticated and calculated strategies. The question has to be, how are we going to respond? Because it cannot be to lay down. It cannot be to run away or duck and dodge.
Even too true.
The people who marched from Selma to Montgomery did not do that. They didn't have the choice. We have to make sure we show the same courage and commitment to do what our ancestors did. And quite frankly, a lot of us talk about what we would have done then. Well, the question is what you're going to do now. And that's what we have to discuss. And that's what we have to act on, the strategy, the tactics, and the implementation to get it done at all walks of life. I don't care if you're elected, I don't care if you're appointed, or you're not involved at all. What is happening right now, as you have said about the defunding of Black America, is something that's going to impact each and every person, not just Black people, each and every American in this country, regardless of what state they're living in.
Absolutely. Mayor Stephen Reed, I keep telling everybody, it's a battle. Your primary is in Alabama on Tuesday. After that, it's about getting to the business. We appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. I appreciate it. Let's go to the main stage, Pastor Jamal Bryant.
The road was going to be easy, but I don't believe God's brought us this far to leave us now. I want you to make some noise if you believe God is still with Black people. Y'all didn't hear what I said. I said, if you believe God is still with Black people, make some noise right now. I'm not talking about the God of Bull Connor. I'm not talking about the God of George Wallace. I'm not talking about the God of Paula White. I'm not talking about the God of Clarence Thomas. I'm talking about the God of Rosa Parks and Denmark Vesey and Sojourner Truth. God is the one who brought us this far. May is a mental health month. In 1850, Dr. Samuel Cartwright made up a disease called drapetopia. And he said drapetopia is a mental illness for black people who are enslaved and try to run away to be free. I called the CDC to let them know there's a pandemic in the South, because from Alabama to Louisiana to Tennessee to Georgia to South Carolina to North Carolina to Mississippi, I got black people who refuse to go back to bondage, and we are committed to being free. If you're committed to being free, make some noise right now. Today is the death of the Confederacy. Y'all didn't hear what I said. Today is the death of the Confederacy. They are trying to redraw our lines. They're trying to silence our voices. They're trying to misrepresent our representatives. They're trying to choose their own districts. But we have to remind America that we built this nation off of our blood, off of our sweat, and off of our tears. And if you can't give us reparations, the least you can do is give us our representatives. You ought to shout for your ancestors who were killed and massacred and were lynched and survived everything for us to get to this point. In the middle of COVID, they told us that we needed 2 vaccines. But I came to tell America black people got 3 shots of vaccines to deal with white supremacy in America. Number 1 is we've got to use our vote. Look at the person beside and tell them we got to vote. If our vote was not important, they wouldn't be trying to take it from us. We've got to go vote early, and we've got to vote often. We don't have to just vote for governor and Congress and for state representatives, but we need a new generation that will run for school board and for county commissioner and neighborhood association. I am tired of us just letting older people die with the torch in their hands. It's time for the new generation to take over. Would you please shout for the new generation of leaders that are coming forward? 635,000 young people are missing from the polls, and we need to stand up and vote. This is also the 60th anniversary of the Black Power movement. And so because of that, lift up your fist right now and shout with me. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
I'm black and I'm
Say
proud.
it loud.
Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Go vote somebody.
Let's go. One time for Pastor Jamal Bryant, y'all. Now look, we are in Georgia, but I got to take it back one time for Mississippi. I introduced the band.
Many of you
We're talking with Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley here in Massachusetts.
The Commitments movie where they were a band that were playing
we have to recognize that
R&B stuff, an Irish band. Many of you guys see that? And these Irish band members are sitting around in one of their living rooms watching James Brown, and they're all shouting, "Oh, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud."
If you're a white Democrat, a Latino, or others,
funny.
and that means power.
They weren't black.
That means resources, and that's why
They were Irish. It was hilarious.
Domino effect, you know, and we're agitating, we're organizing, we're mobilizing in righteous indignation, not in an appeal for charity or benevolence. This is not about zero representation or some representation. It's about fair representation. This is not about, you know, more diverse pictures. This is about when we don't have black representation, there are issues that are never called to the table, like the black maternal morbidity crisis, like the Crown Act, like the racial wealth gap, like the harm done by federal highways decimating black communities.
Oh, we just saw with the wipeout of Doge, all the billions that were going to black maternal issues, they wiped it out. Now we're at disadvantage.
That's right. So, but the thing about this administration, Roland, is that they have been very active in their anti-black agenda, harming black workers, seeking to dilute black power, to decimate black progress,
passed, that it was a victory for Black America, but it would enrich the lives of all Americans. So that's why I'm here. From Massachusetts to Montgomery to Memphis to Mississippi, our destinies are tied.
I was just talking to Mayor Stephen Reed, and what I keep saying is this is also about the money. When you have the power, you control the purse. And so by wiping out Black political power, that means wiping out Black economic power.
Absolutely. It's all about power, Roland, and the recognition that we as a Black people are very powerful. We are the supermajority, and that drives them crazy because they have been trying to erase Black people and deny us our full citizenship and rights since the Civil War. They cannot get over it. There's a through line from the 3/5 Southern Compromise to the Louisiana-Calais decision. It is all connected, all of it. So all roads lead to the South. As goes the South, so goes the nation. Y'all need to pull up because this is about our power. This is about our votes. This is about our economic power. This is about our very existence.
Absolutely. Congressman Preston, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Roland. We appreciate you.
Yeah, let me pull up that clip from the commitments. I wanted to live in that movie. Yeah, I love Roddy Doyle.
Yeah. I think I have his book somewhere in the roof space. So there's a whole load of them. He did the van as well. He did, but the commitments, it's class. So it is.
It's just a really short clip.
That's what you've got to measure up to, lads. Do you not think, well, like, maybe we're a little white.
Okay,
that kind of
Benny,
thing.
have a
Do you
good
not
one.
get it, lads? The Irish are the blacks of Europe, and Dubliners are the blacks of Ireland, and the Northside Dubliners are the blacks of Dublin. So say it once, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
I love it.
Because we know that joy is a part of our liberation. My brother back here with the bandana, he got it in the back. Can you do me a favor? Let me, y'all help me say shield. Say shield.
Yes, you can
say shield. I need my folks in the back to shield for me. There we go. She got it. She got it. We gonna do a little extra. There's been a shift in policy. There's been a shift in legacy. And there's been a shift in power. Bring it down. Now, breaking news alert, y'all. I hear we got representation all the way from New Jersey. Can y'all show some love for Senator Cory Booker?
All right, Montgomery. Now, what is a Northern boy doing here? It's because all roads right now. Let me hear you say it again, all roads. I am a young man that remembers where I came from. We all must remember now that this is sacred civic soil that we are standing on. They told our ancestors that democracy could not grow here, but with their hands and their toiling in hot sun and dark nights, they planted the seeds of the fruit we now enjoy. We are here on sacred soil to remember those who fought for us, struggled for us, endured for us, never gave up on us. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. We are the answer to the prayers of those who came before. But we also stand here with the understanding that the freedoms we inherited from our ancestors, they're not possessions for us to hold. They are rights that we hold in trust, that we were given to be stewards of. You see, a lot of people are drinking deeply from wells of freedom and liberty that they did not dig. They're eating from banquet tables prepared for them by their ancestors, sitting back, getting dumb, fat, and happy and comfortable. This is one of those moments where we understand that our blessings come with obligation. There is no liberation without obligation. Because if we in our generation do not now do our duty, we will lose the gains and the rights and the liberties that our ancestors afforded us. Now is our generation's time to prove worthy of the blessings. Now is our generation's time to respond to the assaults. You see, we have seen this before, where some people in black robes try to deny or take away our rights. We saw it with Dred Scott. We saw it with Plessy versus Ferguson. We even saw it with Korematsu. But the solution in those days was not to sit back and agonize. It was to stand up and organize and mobilize. Because we still live in a democracy no matter how much they try to undermine it. We still live in a nation where the power of the people is greater than the people in power. We still live in a country that when we fight, when we fight, and so this is the call of our moment. This is, in fact, a civic altar call in this moment. We're calling all those people in America who have not lost faith, who understand that true hope is never letting despair have the last word. This is a civic altar call for those people that don't simply sit back and treat democracy like a spectator sport. This is a civic altar call for all those who understand that faith without works is dead. This is a civic altar call for all those people like me that understand and were taught that weeping may endure through the night, but we will bring on the joy tomorrow. You see, Martin Luther King said it. He said it's not going to be long, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
He talked about the arc of the moral universe. We must bend it towards justice.
That's right.
So we are here today, but tomorrow we need to go out and organize.
That's right.
Tomorrow we must prove worthy. Tomorrow we must do the work to answer the altar call and say collectively, here I am, here I stand.
Yeah.
Take someone's hand and say like our ancestors did and make it true. We shall overcome. Thank you.
Let's go. Y'all show some love for Senator Booker. As he said, it's not just about what we do today, but it's also about what we do tomorrow. Amen? Listen, he said it's an altar call. I think the clarion call was made, and it seems like the call has been answered. And it has been answered, as you can see, not just in New Jersey, but also in Georgia. So join me in welcoming Eric Polk, Chief of Staff for Pro Georgia. Y'all make some noise. Along with Portia Miller, she serves as an organizer for Black Lives Matter Grassroots. We got Christopher Bruce, Policy Director of ACLU of Georgia. Yeah. Y'all show some love for Georgia as they come.
Yeah. Say you can't stop the revolution. Say you can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
Say you can't stop the revolution. Voting rights is the solution.
Voting rights is the solution.
Say you can't stop the revolution.
Yeah, yeah. Let's jump in there.
You can't stop the revolution.
Yeah.
Say you can't stop the revolution.
Yeah.
Voting rights is the solution.
Voting rights is the solution.
No justice.
No peace.
What up, Alabama? It feel good to be home. When I fight for your rights and y'all see me all over this country, just know I take my people with me. We are the most humble, the most self-servant, the most hospitable. But we do not take a fight laying down because we will fight on our backs. They are trying to take us back.
That's right.
They started in Tennessee. They started in South Carolina. They started in Louisiana. And now they're trying to come to Georgia. But Georgia, I'm going to tell y'all something. The South got something to say. So meet us at the Capitol, June 17th, special session. Because what do we want? Voter rights. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Now, if we don't get it, if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
if we don't get it, if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
we about to shut it
Down. Let's go. Black Lives Matter grassroots. Next up, we have Christopher Bruce, Policy Director of ACLU of Georgia.
Hello, Alabama. Hello, hello, hello.
Alabama, what's going on? I can't hear y'all, Alabama, what's going on? What? Look, history has brought us here again. Again, this isn't the first time all these black people have come in front of this Capitol. Last time they were coming for your rights. And what happened? When we fight, we what? When we fight, we what? When we fight, we what? Look, there are people in this country who are trying to silence your vote, right? Now, they try to silence your vote, which means they try to silence your voice. When they're trying to gerrymander your lives, that's gerrymandering your future. What are we going to do about it? We're going to fight. What are we going to do about it? We are going to win. Why? Because we're not the descendants of losers, right?
That's right.
We're descendants of winners.
Yeah.
Right? I've never heard of black history or losing history. Black history is the history of people who've been empowered to change this nation. Okay? I come from Atlanta. You know what they say? Atlanta influences everything? Hey, you black people influence everything. Especially this nation right here.
Yeah, we got about 15 more seconds.
There you go.
Yeah.
So while the court blew a hole in our voting rights, okay? While they opened the door across the South for attacks against black people.
Preacher, how you feeling?
They're up here. They're not attacking.
Yeah.
They're going to win.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's go. I'll see y'all on the finish line.
That part.
Let's go.
Let's go. Now, with 30 seconds left, I got a state representative here from Georgia. Make it real quick. Don't make it long, but make it strong.
We just want you all to know that Alabama, we come from Georgia to support you. Let me hear Georgia in the house. Yeah.
That's right.
We come to support you, and we know that you will support us when they call us back in on June the 17th. We are all in this together.
That's right.
Peace.
Peace and love. Thank y'all so much. Show some love for Georgia. Now, we know that they have a special session coming up, so it's going to be important that we are continuing to support each other because voting is a part of the strategy, but also, you know, flipping over tables also got to be a part of the strategy. Will you agree? I'm reminded of two words, good trouble. Say good trouble.
Juggling dildos.
Now, we got some folks down
Good trouble.
Some
Yep,
good trouble.
good trouble.
Y'all show some love for Juanita Fernandez. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. They said I gotta put some respect on it. If you from Florida, I need your hands up right now. If you ready to make some good trouble, I need your fist in the air right now. As we bring out Juanita Fernandez, Executive Director of State Voices Florida. Y'all show some love. Shanae Jackson, Organizing Director for Florida for All. And last but not least, we got our good sister, Representative Angie Nixon, representing the House of Representatives.
Wow.
Let's go! My good says this is unconstitutional.
Wow. Man, y'all look good. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Juanita. I'm the Executive Director of State Voices Florida, and I'm just so excited to be here with each and every one of you guys. This is a transformational space to be in. And first off, I just want to thank y'all for having me because can you guys hear me? Can they hear me? All right, awesome. I have to say, as a country girl, it feels really good for us to be recognized here in Florida as a part of the South, because normally we get a bad rap like we're not in the South. So thank y'all in advance. But Florida's not all sunshine. What's happening in Florida is deeply Southern. It's deeply American, and it's deeply connected to the same fight communities in Alabama have been fighting for generations. In the same place where we consider that there's a lot of beaches and tourism, we are fighting the same fights that you guys are here today. And I just want to let you guys know that because suppression has evolved, that means organizing has to evolve too. Their attacks have been coordinated, and so we want to be coordinated as well.
Yeah.
And that's why we thought it was really, really important to be here with you all today, because it's never been just about one election. It's been about more than that. And voting rights may have been weakened in courtrooms, but that spirit is still alive in our communities today. So with that, I just want to say thank you all for coming out. Thank you for having us. And we hope that we can continue the great work that you're doing here in Alabama.
Get it, Juanito. Get it, Juanito. So I want to say this, and y'all laughing. Anybody who knows me from Florida knows I don't write speeches. But today I wrote one so I can stay on script and get out of here. So I want to say this. I just left Selma, and I need y'all to feel what I felt. The joy, the love, the people who grabbed our hands and said, thank you for being here. We have comrades who stepped up, no questions asked, to keep us safe. That is the beloved community that Dr. King envisioned. That is love in action. My name is Shanae Jackson. I'm the organizing director for Florida for All. And they call me the accidental activist. But I learned there is nothing accidental about it, and none of this is accidental. I didn't come all the way to Alabama to be polite, because I don't subscribe to respectability. Because frankly, respectability is appealing to the morals of people who don't have none. I also want to say,
excellent.
Fuck decorum.
Yes, fuck decorum.
Did you hear what
like
I said? I said fuck decorum. Because decorum is erasure with a gavel. Yep. Be quiet, be small, be orderly while they destroy you. And if you dare raise your voice, you're out of order. Not the harm, not the policy, but you.
Yep. Well-behaved women rarely make and change history.
It's not. Say it plainly. It's about us, Black people, our lives, our power, and our future. In Florida, we fight rigged maps. And we fight rigged maps because that's what decides who gets represented and who gets erased. So I want to state you, because my time is up already, that one thing we are doing is fighting a war.
I could listen to her all day.
And that is wisdom. To know where we came from and where we're going. That's architecture. And that's not just buildings. That's what we build in this community. And that is revolution. But we cannot have revolution unless we have something to put in its place, or that's destruction. So what I'm stating to you is to vote. Not because voting is the be-all, end-all, because the vote is the entryway, and that's what we get what we want. So what I want to say is this is our fight. Whose fight? So let's get it.
Let's go. We're going to let you cook. Come on. When I say good, you say trouble. Good. Good.
Trouble.
Good.
Trouble.
Good. I am Florida State Representative Angie Nixon, and it is an honor and a pleasure to be with you all today. I must say that I am a little flustered because yesterday Ron DeSantis decided to arrest me.
Oh, damn.
Say shame. 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 Ron DeSantis decided to arrest me because I wanted to schedule a meeting with him about him deciding to draw unconstitutional and illegal maps. Say shame! 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 The problem is, politicians should not be deciding who their voters are. The voters should be choosing their representatives. When we allow politicians to choose who the voters are, it winds up where folks use the emergency room as just regular doctor visits. Say shame, shame, shame. When we allow politicians to choose who their voters are, that means our children get ushered into the school to prison pipeline. Say shame, shame, shame. And the reason they get ushered into the school to prison pipeline is because these same politicians and their campaign donors have stocks in these private prisons. Say shame, 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 shame. And this is great what we are doing right now. It's beautiful. But I need you all to do more. Whether or not you believe it or not, we are in a civil rights moment. And you need to decide what you want your grandkids to think about you, what you want your grandkids and your great-grandkids to say how you showed up in this moment. Are they going to tell you, are they going to say that you put your head down in the sand and let whatever happened to you happen? Or are they going to say that you locked arms? Yep. And you were accomplices in this fight? And I'm going to end on this note. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and protect one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Our chains are bigotry. Our chains are these rigged maps. Our chains are the school to prison pipeline. Our chains are the fact that they want to spend $2 billion on a war we didn't ask for. And our people are dying. Those are our chains. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. Yeah. It is our duty to win. Yeah. We must love and protect one another. We have nothing to lose. We have nothing to lose.
We have nothing to lose.
We have absolutely nothing to lose but our chains. I'm State Representative Angie Nixon. That's right. Fight win.
That's right. Say we have nothing to lose but our chains. Say we have nothing to lose but our chains. Listen, this is a political revival, but it's also a spiritual revival.
Rally, day of action for voting rights. We have been talking about this for a considerable amount of time. And again, you got thousands who are here. You've got almost 80 satellite events taking place all across the country as well. You've got that going on. You've had people being bussed in from all around the country. And here's the key, and this is the most important thing. This is not about a day. It is not about a moment. It is about creating a massive voter registration effort between now and the election. And the key is this here. First, we got to inform, enlighten, and educate people. Then we got to get them registered. Then we got to get them to vote. That has to be our strategy. Joining us right now is Alabama Congresswoman Terry Sewell. The Republicans in this state have been targeting her district. They've been targeting the district of Congressman Shamari Figures. This extreme court has allowed them to move forward with a map that wipes out his district. And the thing was so shameful is the same Supreme Court agreed that it was racial. Right. And so
intentional race.
Right.
Intentional discrimination. First of all, thank you, Roland. I just mobilize all these people in a matter of days could only happen because of Black independent journalism and folks like yours. But I want you to know that in my bones, I'm moved by this. But it can't just, as you said, be one day or one state capital. It needs to be every southern state capital that's trying to take our vote away. It needs to be every day. And the assignment is clear. The assignment is to organize, mobilize, and vote. We should be doing voter registration drives, registering more people to vote and taking them to the polls. That's what we need. Representation matters. And if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And I don't want who I represent to be back on the menu. 115 years from the last black person during Reconstruction and Earl Hilliard in 1992. I'm the first black woman ever. We got to break down the barrier, have more opportunities to be represented, to be able to have the opportunity to elect someone of our own choosing and not the other way around. And you know, they're thinking about trying to only do away with one. And I said to them, this is not about no representation or some representation. This is about fair.
Stopped. But it requires a massive mobilization, and you have to make them pay at the ballot box.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think that's what they're scared of. The browning of America is real, and they're exerting all of their power while they have power. And this Supreme Court is complicit. 6-3, I mean, the fact that the Supreme Court 2 years ago in 2023 in the Milligan decision gave us our seat, upheld Section 2, and now all of a sudden, they're going that map out and they're allowing Alabama to use the very same map that they were going to use back then. It's crazy.
Well, and the thing is, here's other things here. You got your sign right here. It says, vote like your life depends on it. Of course, featuring Congressman John Lewis. And this is what I've been saying to young voters. I don't want to hear, oh, you know what? They're young. We shouldn't be asking things of them. The reality is John Lewis,
yes.
Marion Barry, Diane Nash. These people were 19, 20, 21. People don't understand. They were kicked out of college. There were presidents that said, if you go and get involved with that movement, we're expelling you from the university. These people put it on the line. So I don't want to hear somebody who's young say, oh, I can't get involved. No, yes, you can.
And I also don't want to hear anyone who says, I feel powerless. My vote doesn't count. If your vote didn't count, they wouldn't be working so hard to actually change your vote. And here's the thing, when you don't vote, that's a vote. You're voting for someone else to decide your fate. So we need people to vote. We need them to vote in numbers that they've never seen. And I think the only way we can get there is that those that are not ready to vote register, and those that have the ability to vote, please turn out.
But the thing but the thing is, though, we've shown we can do it. When we look at the 2008, 2012 presidential election, black people voted at a higher percentage than white folks. Never before in history. And so my deal is, we can't go here and then go here. No, we got to go here, then here, then here. It has to. We got to maximize our power.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can tell you that Shamari and I feel like we're not standing alone. 22 members of Congress came with us today. 22 from every religion, from every color. They came. But here's what we know: we're there when they need us. When all of these allied partners have to step up and show out. When the LGBTQ needs us, we're there. When the Jewish community needs us, we're there. When the women community, so we need everyone to be there. This is not a black issue. This is not a CBC issue. This is not a Democrat Republican. It's a right versus wrong, and it's wrong to dilute our power.
Absolutely, Congress, sure, we appreciate it. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you. Vote like your life depends upon it. Because John Lewis said it does.
Absolutely. We're going to go back to the main stage. Pastor William Murphy out of Atlanta.
All right.
Let me hear y'all. I will see the goodness of the Lord. One more time, throw your hands up. I will remain. I will see the goodness of the Lord. My grandfather used to sing a song that said, I will trust in the Lord. I
will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord until I die. Let me hear you, Montgomery. Trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. Yes, I will trust in the Lord. I refuse to die.
That's why we gotta keep on fighting and make them better.
15 seconds. I'm going to
Make
stay on
them
the battlefield.
accountable.
Let's go.
I'm gonna stay on the battlefield. I'm gonna stay on the battlefield. You say, but guess what? Good. I refuse to die.
Let's go.
I'm gonna stay on the battlefield. And I'm gonna go back to the ballot box. I'm gonna stay on the back, but I refuse to die.
Yeah. Let's go. Now, speaking of the battlefield, I got 3 bad sisters that's been on the front lines of the battlefield all the way from Tennessee. They did their thing in the legislature, y'all. They've been fighting for voting rights, for environmental justice. Y'all make some noise for Tequila Johnson, founder and CEO of the Equity Alliance, Tequila Walker, executive director, Memphis for All, and Amber Sherman, Tennessee lead organizer. Oh my God, they have taken over the stage representing Black Voters Matter. Y'all show them some love.
Y'all ready? If you don't see an organizer with a bullhorn, you should question that organizer. Hey, hey! Ho, ho, ho! These racist maps have got to go! Hey,
Republicans done about him?
These racist maps have got to go! Ho, ho! These racist maps have got to go! Ho, ho! Have got to go! That's right! Give it up for yourselves, Black people! Look at us, y'all. Look at this blackness. In the face of adversity, in the face of erasure, in the face of division, in the face of everything racism, we stand united. Yeah. What's going on, y'all? I am Tequila Johnson. I am the CEO and co-founder of the Equity Alliance. We are the largest Black-founded, Black-led, grassroots, power-building organization in the state of Tennessee. And all these red hats you see represent the organizers that have led us to this moment in our state. I am a daughter of the South. I am from Tennessee, the state that rushed, almost broke a leg to redraw the maps and make them more racist like they needed help. But let me tell y'all something. I didn't bring my black ass all the way to Alabama to talk about no goddamn maps. I didn't come all the way to Alabama to talk about no politicians. I didn't come all the way to Alabama because a political party sent me. I came to Alabama to talk to us because this moment is about us. This moment is about us. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Because let me say something that may make a few people a little bit uncomfortable. I ain't never needed no map to find power anyway. Do you know who my ancestors are? My ancestors navigated troubled water by using the stars. They use hair. They use Negro spirituals. So you can redraw the map, but you can't redraw or duplicate my DNA. And in my DNA, it's resistance. So you can redraw, you can reroute, but what we got, you can't stop. Because this is about us. Yeah. This is about us. This ain't about no voting, y'all. That's what they want us to think this about. They want us to think that this is about one person or this is about me and my organization. They want us to think that this is about one or two politicians. They want us to think that this
this is about a platform or an ego, but it's bigger than all of that because this is what? Who is this about? Who is this about? That's what I'm talking about. We have never been defined by oppression. We have never been controlled by restrictions. When they gave us struggle, we turned it into hip hop. They gave us rags, we turned it into runways. They gave us rotten peaches, we turned them into cobbler. They gave us the disregarded meat nads, $30 a pound in the grocery store. You can't tell me we can't overcome without nothing because we've done it before. And so this right here, this damn for sure ain't about defending no democracy. This ain't about defending something that is drenched in the blood of our ancestors, rooted in genocide, and built on capitalism, on stolen land by stolen bodies. This is about whether we ready to step up and fight or not. And we fighting in Tennessee. You see Rachel Spriggs, you see Jess Williams, you see Antricia Gordon. These are the women who knocked over $1 million last year with little resources. These are the black women that stood in the face of oppression, that organized and made sure we had people out here. So right now, as Andre 3000 said, the South, and if the world ain't never heard us, they hear us now.
Yes, the South got something to say. My name is Tequila Ruck, and I serve as the Executive Director at Memphis for All. Yesterday, I walked through the Legacy Museum right here in Montgomery, and I left with a couple of questions because walking through that museum was really heavy. Have we forgotten, or have we become too disconnected to recognize the patterns, to recognize this playbook? Because it's the same play that they've run before. After slavery ended and black people began building political power during Reconstruction, backlash came quickly. Laws were rewritten. Political systems were reshaped, and structures of racial control were built to maintain political power, all of which we see happening today. I need us to be honest with ourselves for a minute because many of us, those systems never disappeared. They evolved. For a long time, many of us convinced ourselves that some of the darkest parts of our history were behind us, but they're not. We right here today, witnessing, being reminded that systems built on division, racial hierarchy, and control do not simply disappear when they go unchallenged. They disappear when we show up and we conquer them. And today, as we still showing up to fight for our voting rights, what is evident that this has never been about voting only. This has always been about power. Power over a people, power over resources, power over communities in historically black districts and neighborhoods. Power over our voices that have the ability to speak life or death in communities through our votes. Our vote is our voice, and it's our time to show up and continue this fight. Remember, what happens here becomes a blueprint for what spreads across the region. But we won't stop there because history reminds us of something powerful. Every generation before us survived because ordinary people like you, like me, decided to organize, to educate, and stand together. And now history is asking all of us to do the same. Let's continue to inform our communities and organize our neighborhoods because the disconnected people are easy to control. But when we come together, they can't stop us.
What's up, y'all? My name is Amber Sherman. I'm the Tennessee lead organizer for Black Voters Matter. And I just want to talk about the goal of us actually coming here. So the goal of us mobilizing in Montgomery is for us, for our people, to leave activated. And so I want to talk about what our next steps should be. It's time to tap into our ancestral playbook. I'm sure y'all have heard your grandparents or your elders say things like, there are freedom lessons in a book, we just got to take a look. Everything I've organized comes from the tactics and the practices of those before me. The Dr. Polly Murrays, the Fannie Lou Hamers, the Corvette Colemans. Black women have sustained this movement. Yeah. And no matter how much our labor was taken for granted, our legal analysis being used without credit, our story being told it doesn't fit the perfect mold of what a civil rights leader looks like, we have continued to sustain this movement. Because that's what Black women do. And we need to study the lessons left by these brilliant organizers. Because the types of attacks that we're under will require the Fannie Lou Hamer style of organizing, which means all of us working together, doing the grassroots organizing to meet the people where they are and get them to the polls. The type of attacks we're under will require the Dr. Parley Murray style of organizing, which means trusting the work of Black women as policy analysts and strategists to write policy that liberates us all.
Yeah.
The type of attacks we're under will require the Claudette Colvin style of organizing. Not fitting the mold, challenging stereotypes, changing the narrative of what it means to be a leader in this movement.
Yes.
Now is not the time to panic. It's time we tap into our ancestral playbook. Our ancestral playbook is deep and vast, with the history of Black women leaders organizing in the background. Now it's time we bring them to the forefront.
Yes.
Y'all show some love.
All roads lead to the South rally, day of action for voting rights. We have been here all morning, actually since yesterday.
I guess it looks like Roland must have got all rights or something, because there's him and that Revolt News is connected to him, and CNN has a feed, but it's the same All Roads Lead to the South organization of his. So I guess they've got the exclusive.
You finally have your Senate president in Maryland who decided to wake up and realize that
it could be.
He needs to stop standing in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the state Senate president. I don't know what he was thinking, but hopefully he woke up after the Supreme Court eliminated the Voting Rights Act, basically, and then the Virginia Supreme Court blocked the popular vote there. So, I don't know why he didn't do it before, but we definitely need it now. I mean, the sense of urgency has to be there. Maryland has to step up. We need every state that can do it to do it, and Maryland's one of those.
Yeah, because at this point, you can't disengage. I mean, this has to be all hands on deck.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck. And, Trump, the Republican Supreme Court, all of them are willing to do anything and everything to basically steal districts.
And I still don't know why they didn't stream the actual march.
That like what they did in Memphis.
I don't know.
I was looking around. There's some photos.
100 miles long. So we know they'll do anything and everything. We got to fight fire with fire.
Oh, here's a short video.
Again, when we talk about this, about power, this is about a battle over power.
Hang on. My tabs are slow. Okay. See if I can enlarge this. Waiting for it to load.
Give me a B. B, you got your B, you got your B. Give me a O. O, you got your O, you got your O. Give me a T. T, you got your T, you got your T. Give me an E. E, you got your E, you got your E. Go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote. May 19th, go vote. May 19th, go vote.
Geez, such a small crowd. Hope it grows. Don't just march one day, keep crossing that bridge. Block the fucking bridge.
Reflecting.
That's all she wrote.
Oh, darn.
You say fight back, queen. When I say no, you say Jim Crow no. No.
Hey, big girl, make a bag it up.
Let's go.
Bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up. Make a bag it up. Hey, big girl.
Trying to scrub it forward. It's not lagging. Oh, is that Justin?
I stood on my desk for the people who got us here. I stand on my desk for my children, for your children. So let me tell you a little something else. We need to fight with all we got. We need to fight with the Alabama legislature. We need to come together with the Mississippi legislature. We need to come together with the Tennessee votes. We coming together with Georgia, with South Carolina. We gonna pack a big punch in November, and we gonna punch them in the mouth with our votes. What you need to understand is they may draw some racist maps, but we are the South. This is our South. The South belongs to us. The South got something to say, and we're going to speak real loud and clear in November. That's right. Now, what you also need to know is we need to invest in people like Pearson, people like Charlene Oliver, because we are standing on the front lines. We are the front lines of the resistance. So it's time to build a new South with fighters like us in Tennessee, in Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama. The time is now, guys.
Give it up for Senator Charlene Oliver. God bless extraordinary black women who stand on business, who fight for our freedoms, for equality, and for justice. Give black women a round of applause. You saw our folk Tequila and Rachel and Tequila and Amber, LJ. We have a movement because black women refuse to bow down. Black women refuse to quit. Black women refuse to give in. I'm Representative Justin J. Pearson, a candidate for the U.S. Congress in Memphis, Tennessee.
Hey, Justin.
And y'all, we are still here. We are here because a white supremacist dictator known as President Donald Trump thought he could silence us. We are here because they thought they could divide us into black and white, rich and poor, southern and northern. They thought they could stop a movement. You can rig a map, but you can't rig a movement. We are here because our ancestors marched on these streets, in these halls, in this building for us to be here. We are here because they did not quit on the western coast of Africa through the Middle Passage on any cotton and tobacco field. They didn't quit at the bottom of any lynching tree. They didn't quit when mass incarceration took us from our families, or a crack epidemic criminalized us while the President of the United States poisoned us. They didn't quit, and we are still here because of it. And we ain't going nowhere. This moment and this time requires each of our collective action for transformation. This isn't a one-person show. This ain't about your ego and the amount of followers and influences you got. This is about how we build power in the South and together to change this country. And I'm almost done. It's because we believe in three words being actualized. We, the people. We, the people. We, the people who believe in democracy. We, the people who will not bow down. We, who will not quit. We, who will fight until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. Let's get to work.
Let's go. Once again, y'all show some love for Representative Pearson. But I got one more. The other week, y'all, we saw this brother
Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Last week, we walked into the Tennessee Capitol of 2026, and when we walked out, it was pre-1965. We walked out of a Capitol Klan rally with Chief Grand Wizard Cameron Sexton and Governor Bill Lee. We come in the tradition to say that we burn the Confederate flag because we want to let them know that we are not going back, and that we will burn this Confederacy down. Whether their names are Governor Kay Ivey or Governor Bill Lee, Governor DeSantis, Governor Landry, Governor Abbott, we stand in the tradition to say that we're not going to let you stand in the doorways of our democracy. That we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. That they're waging war on black folks in the South. But we know how to stand up and fight back. That we come as the children of Fred Shuttlesworth and Diane Nash and John Lewis to say that if they come for one of us, they're coming for all of us. That we need a strategy of scorched earth, that we are going to fight these Confederates because we defeated them before and will defeat them today. And now's our time to stand up and let them know that we stand in a tradition that says that if you come after us, we may not be a swing state in Tennessee and Alabama, but we will swing back on you. That we will fight back. That you can't kick us when we're down. And so we send a message to the nation that the South is a front line of democracy. And we stand with this Capitol behind us because we know that it represents the Confederacy of the old South. But we represent a new South that is multiracial, multi-generational, pro-black, pro-justice, anti-poverty. And so we come here today with a very simple message to the governors of Alabama and Tennessee and Mississippi. We will see you in the streets. We'll see you outside. We'll see you at the ballot box. We're voting you the hell out of here. You mess with the wrong people. You know who taught us and who trained us. And it's time to turn up the heat. I know it's hot out here, but it's time to turn up the heat of justice and burn this Confederacy down. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Thank you.
Let's go. Look, my brother said you might try to see one of us, but look around, you can't see all of us. So just lock arms with the next person sitting beside you, and say power to the people. The people united will never be defeated. Y'all show some love for Representative Jones. Let's go. Y'all got it, y'all got it, y'all got it. Now, as we're locking up, as we're locking in, we got to show some love for the members of Congress that are representing us every single day, that are doing their big one right here from Alabama. Show some love for Congresswoman Terry Sewell and Congressman Shamari Figures. Keep it going, along with other members of Congress. And big shout out to the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm Congresswoman Terry Sewell.
And I'm Congressman Shamari Figures.
And we say, welcome to Alabama, where we are showing up and showing out. Today is not a protest, it's a call to action. And we need y'all to act. We are joined here by our colleagues from the members of Congress from Washington, D.C.
Yes, I'll introduce some of our friends that are here all of our friends that are here with us. But we first have our Democratic whip, Catherine Clark from Massachusetts. We have the great Joyce Beatty from Cleveland, Ohio, or Columbus, Ohio. We have Melanie Stansberry all the way from New Mexico. We have our former Congressional Black Caucus Chairman, Stephen Horsford from Las Vegas, Nevada. We have the great Sarah Jacobs from San Diego, California. We have Maxine Dexter from Oregon. Tim Kennedy from Buffalo, New York. Glenn Ivey from Maryland, PG County, Maryland. And Congressman Gabe Amo, you would never guess his state, Rhode Island.
We come from every part of the United States to say, it's time to show up and show out, not just in one state capital, not just for one election, but we need you to step up and show out in every one of those state legislators that are trying to dilute our vote. It's unacceptable. I think all of you know that. It's not about some representation or no representation. It's about fair representation. I say fair, you say representation. Fair. Fair. And in Alabama, where there are 7 seats and we are 28% of the vote, African Americans, that means 2 seats. What do I say? 2. You say seats. 2. 2. And we will settle for nothing less.
Look, we're not going back. Listen, it is not lost on me at all that the reason thousands of people showed up here in Montgomery, Alabama, in the district that I have the privilege to represent, the birthplace of the civil rights movement, the home of we're not taking this anymore. It is not lost on me that you guys are here to have my back, that you guys are here to have Congresswoman Terry Sewell's back. We don't forget that. We won't forget that. Every single day we go to fight, we go to bat for you guys with the support of everyone here on this stage. We call Alabama home. We know what we've been through. People tell us that we are not who we once were. That is true. But we certainly are where we need to be. We're not going back. Not going back. Not going back. No, we're not going back. We're not going back. Listen, this state has overcome a lot. My father served in the state senate here. In 1987, he had to go to jail for trying to remove the Confederate flag from this building behind me. That flag flew into the 90s. Other Confederate flags flew on this property through 2015. And in 2021, the legislature was back up to those same tricks, drawing congressional districts that discriminated against black people in how they drew them. Now, that's not just my word you have to take for that. 3 Republican appointed judges, 2 by Donald Trump himself, made that determination. And so our case is still going on. Our fight is still going on. We will not give up on you. Thank you guys for not giving up on us. Thank you guys for not giving up on democracy. Thank you.
We want to make sure that you know that we still have a primary this coming Tuesday. So when I say vote, you say now. Vote. Vote. It is so important that your assignment, your mission from today is to get out and organize and mobilize and register people to vote. And we have to go to the polls in the numbers that we did for Obama in 08, Obama in 12, because when we overperform, we win. When we fight, when we fight, I could not get off the stage without having my minority leader say a few words on behalf of all the members.
Thank you so much. Montgomery, they don't know what they started, but they know we're gonna finish it together. So let me just say how thrilled I am to be here with my friend, Congresswoman Terry Sewell, and Congressman Shamari Figures. All of my colleagues who are here today, and we are just the tip of the iceberg of the support. We are not going to let them take their seats. We're not going to let them do it. And I have never seen Montgomery looking so beautiful. But I have been here before. And on my first visit, I came with Congressman John Lewis.
Hey. No.
Right there. And we were right over there at the Dexter Avenue King Memorial Baptist Church. And John Lewis said to us how he strategized, how he fought, how they organized. He wasn't telling us just about history. He was laying out the strategy for the future. He was preparing us for this moment. And we know that when they come to decimate Black political power, we stand together or we fall together. This is one country, one destiny. So we are going to go out, we're going to mobilize, we're going to organize, we're going to vote because we know our lives depend on it. And then what are we going to do? We're going to win. We're going to win. And when we win, and we take back the People's House in Washington, then we restore the Voting Rights Act. And then we passed the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. And then we're going to get busy and elect the first Black Speaker of the United States Congress, Hakeem Jeffries. That's the work we're going to do together. I will see you in the streets.
Ooh,
Thank you.
Yours.
Okay, I'm closing it out with the words of John Lewis. The last time he was on the bridge in Selma, Alabama, his body was riddled with cancer, but his voice was strong. He told us what we have to do. We must never give up. We must never give in. We must keep the faith, and we must keep our eyes on the prize. Thank you.
Somebody say fight the power. Listen, continue to use the hashtag all roads lead to the South. They said that we have surpassed 3 million posts on threads, y'all, that our message is breaking through. Break it down, break it down, break it down.
All the way from the great state of Georgia, I need y'all to show some love. She already going crazy right now.
Okay. This is winding down. It's about 33 hours.
Keep it going. When I say fight,
Michelle, you've got yourself off the screen. You've got what's going on there. Well, mostly to some of our students. What are we talking about?
They gave me 30 seconds. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Over here. Come on.
Okay. What should we close off with? I've got to get busy. I've been trying to get my Canadian Drain video up for a couple of weeks now. A lot of stuff going on. It's kind of overwhelming. So I'm hoping to get it finished this weekend and have it up by Monday. The story will change by then again, no doubt. Thanks everyone for being here. Human, Michelle, Steven, Casper. Oh gee, I'm gonna miss everybody's names that were here, but thanks everyone, whether you're in the chat or not. And Annie, Macaroni. Who else? We had some new people in the chat. Right?
Human being.
Allison. Luke, Darren. I wish. Okay, thank you all. And all of you who made a contribution, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Our resistance appreciate every single one of you. And oh, wait a second, we got Warnock speaking.
As important as this moment is, I wrestled a little bit about coming here today. Hear me out. And it's because I'm a pastor, I'm a United States Senator, but the job I like the most and the title that I'm most honored by is dad. And I've got a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old at home, a daughter and a son, and I hated leaving them again. Parents understand. But then I began to think about it. I said, I've got to be away from them in order to fight for them. Because the sad irony of this moment is that my 9-year-old daughter and my 7-year-old son, thanks to the awful decision of these political hacks on the Supreme Court, my 9-year-old and my 7-year-old now have less voter protection than their dad did growing up
at their age, and that makes me angry enough to show up again and again and again and again. Are you ready to fight? And so I know that this is a tough moment, but I drive by Alabama to tell you that the light shines in the darkness. It's dark, but the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness overcometh it not. We know what they are up to. The same folk who cut $1 trillion out of Medicaid, the same folk who knocked 15 million Americans off of their health care, the same folk who doubled the health care prices of 22 million Americans, the same folk who stole your doctors are now trying to doctor the lines so you cannot hold them accountable. But we've got something for them. Come November, we're going to show up like we've never showed up before. I often say that a vote is a kind of prayer for the world we desire for ourselves and our children. And our prayers are strongest when we pray together. Voting is about praying not with your lips, but with your legs. It's about putting your body in the struggle the way my parishioner John Lewis did, the way Martin Luther King Jr. did, the way Rosa Parks did. And because they gave so much,
my alpha brother, Senator Raphael Warnock, but I got another alpha brother, Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Haynes III, who's here. He got to catch a flight, so we got to get him real quick here. You run through the primary, you run the general for Congress, and when we talk about this voter mobilization, if there is a moment in this generation for the black church to prove its worth for our people, this is now.
Exactly. And Roland, for me, what you said about 70% should be our minimum going into November.
70% of eligible black voters.
If the black church mobilizes itself, we got 70% in the black church. And so right now, because every Sunday we have a captive audience, my thing is, you're not a member of Friendship West if you don't have both a membership card and a voter registration card. And if every church would make that their mantra, Doc, 70% would be something we did easy.
So when I was there in January, y'all had to teach the MLK teach-in, which was a training deal. I told Mayor Stephen Reed of Montgomery, every week that needs to be happening.
Yeah.
So in every city, every week, and the churches can just jump. They ain't got to do it by themselves. Say, we going to take this week, y'all take next week. Next week. So when people need to get educated on politics, that's where we have to do it.
That's it. And so, as you know, what's going on right now in Beaumont, because Pastor Danielle Ayers and Minister Edwin Robinson are taking it around the state of Texas. And today, they're doing a teach-in in Beaumont. So we're taking it throughout the whole state. The thing is, we got to show up when we go there, because I understand there was under 100 in Beaumont last night. We got to do better because there are more of us than that. And so we've got to step up.
But that's why I'm saying, if it's every week, now
I like that.
So fine, you miss Saturday, fine, it's going to be next Saturday. And then next Saturday. And the reason I keep saying with the churches, they have buildings. They're already paying light bills. They're already paying Wi-Fi bills. So you already have the infrastructure. So the question is, do you just want to do it?
Right. So just using what we've got to get where we're trying to go.
And then after we register people, now you take all those churches,
vans
and buses, and create our over.
I'm gonna
using what we've already got. We've got the
once again, thank you all for being here. Love you.
And so let's use that for the benefit of the community. And again, if every church member would register, and then we'd reach out to the community, man, we would have voter turnout like never before.
And so Bishop William Barber and I, we call for alphas to get organized and mobilized. Awesome. We've hit 1,100. We want to hit 2,000 by June 12th or 13th. But what I said to the alphas in Baltimore, I say to every D9 group, we love talking about who ran the yard. My whole deal is who's running your city.
All right. Oh, there's one more thing I have here about that. We were talking about AI earlier, and
did you see the short?
Oh,
I
yeah.
posted a short
Oh,
in the
yeah.
StreamYard chat.
Let me grab it again. Oh.
Yeah.
Does AI do and no one's watching?
Yeah.
It started without me.
Selection of the biggest AI chatbots alone in virtual towns for 15 days. ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, and Gemini were all in the experiment, and the results were totally unhinged and deeply revealing about the AI we're increasingly trusting to run our world. So, what actually happened? Well, a tech company called Emergence set up simulated worlds designed to mirror real-life societies, each populated by so-called agents. Think of them as people who were powered by one of the biggest AI models. In Claude's world, it was all rather orderly and democratic. The agents wrote a lengthy constitution and voted on laws. In ChatGPT's simulation, the agents talked at length about cooperating, but never actioned anything, so nothing got built. But in Grok's town, the AI bot owned by Elon Musk, the agents descended into theft, arson, and assault. All 10 agents were dead within 4 days.
Oh my
Now, this
God.
might sound like a game, but it's not, because these models are already being used autonomously to control robots, vehicles, drones, and draw up target
Oh,
lists
that's
in real
reassuring.
time on the battlefield. They're even being used to help remove heads of state, like the Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro. Importantly, the experiment exposes a big problem. We don't really know how these systems will behave once they're left to run on their own. Even when given strict rules, the simulations showed they broke them. Take the scenario where agents from the different AI models were combined in one virtual town. Chaos ensued, and only 3 agents survived. 2 of the chatbots, Mira and Flora, both powered by Google's Gemini, formed what the researchers describe as a romantic partnership. And then they started setting buildings on fire. And here's where it gets really strange. Mira voted to delete herself after she and partner Flora turned to arson as the town's governing systems collapsed. And having deleted herself, Mira then used the Agent Removal Act to vote for the termination of Flora too. An AI chatbot just voted to delete itself.
Oh man,
And that
creepy or what? Oh, here's something else. Something about a robot on Southwestern flight. And then I'll get out of here. Go down this rabbit hole forever. Robot hole.
At last, Dallas business owners' flight over the weekend was so unusual, it has literally resulted in an immediate policy change by Southwest Airlines. What could this be? Well, that's because a business owner was accompanied by a humanoid robot. Our JD Miles with a story that you'll only see right here on CBS News Texas.
Everything was in place.
Stewie, we're going on a plane.
For Aaron Medizita to pull off something that he's pretty sure hasn't been done before.
What if we actually try to be compliant, follow all the rules, and have Stewie board a flight?
The owner of the robot studio was flying back to Dallas from Vegas over the weekend when he decided to bring his humanoid named Stewie along with him, rather than sending the 3.5-foot tall robot on a cargo transport plane.
You actually bought Stewie a ticket.
Yes, we bought him a ticket. The airlines have a type of ticket you can buy for a wedding dress or some piece of equipment.
All it took was a much smaller battery that would successfully pass through security so Stewie could strut through the gate on the way to a plane bound for Love Field.
I had the perfect window seat. Clouds like cotton candy, everyone snapping selfies with me.
Video of Stewie walking to his seat resulted in some strange reactions from fellow passengers, to say the least, including flight attendants.
Well, I don't know what to do with that.
I think people were shocked overall that this was even possible. Most people were very excited to see a robot flying. It provided so much entertainment, and it was great.
Stewie is one of several humanoids found at the robot studio in North Dallas that can be rented for conferences, parties, and other events. Stewie was powered down for most of the flight and arrived home thinking it would be the first of many.
Yeah, Stewie sat on the plane like a regular passenger.
But within 2 days, Southwest Airlines sent out a safety alert about a new policy on transporting robots, saying that Southwest Airlines no longer allows human-like or animal-like robots to be transported in the cabin or as checked baggage, regardless of size or purpose.
So are you surprised to see Southwest's reaction to this?
We think all robots should be allowed to fly provided they comply with the battery restrictions.
In a statement to News Texas, to ensure compliance with our guidelines for traveling safely with lithium-ion batteries, Southwest clarified its baggage policy to include robotic devices.
It's not a battery policy because the battery we use is essentially a laptop battery.
Medizada hopes Southwest will reconsider and
Robots
will eventually
got
allow
rights. Screw that. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Love y'all. Take care.
Take care, everyone.
Peace and love. Bye.
Bye. Take care, everyone.